I think because the problem is we've also been so exposed to incest in anime that you can only look at it as this kind of like degenerate, gross thing.
Yeah.
Which it is.
Yeah.
But I do think in a world like, and the setting that it is in,
Yeah.
I could see why it could have been used for a very powerful story piece. Because they're in it. He's literally, they are relying on each other. No. I do not like incest, right? I'm not a guy who gets pumped about it. Okay. Let me finish. Welcome back to another episode of the Trash Taste Podcast. I'm Connor, once again joined by the boys, Joey and Garnt. And today, we're facing off fears.
Connor's on muffin mode today.
No, I'm not on muffin mode.
The muffin hasn't hit yet. The succulent muffin hasn't hit.
So obviously, we had what we thought was one of our best episodes in a long time. And you guys seem to also really love the idea.
It's also our longest episode.
Yeah, one of our longest episodes.
Yeah, we took suggestion. Well, that one we suggested stuff for each other to watch and play. This time we thought, well, we'll give you guys some of the power. So we asked you guys over on Patreon, what is the one thing you want to see us play, watch, read, whatever it be?
Experience.
Yes, experience.
And
it could be like a movie, a book, a visual novel, an album. It could be anything.
So we picked out the top 3 most requested for each one of the members.
Last time we had 4, but it was a little long.
So
we're doing 3 this time.
We're doing 3 this time, and we basically have to consume whatever you asked us to for at least an hour.
Yep.
And we recorded our full reaction to everything, which you can head over to our Patreon. You will see our full reaction to everything you requested that we are about to talk about. If you want to see that for yourself, go to patreon.com/trashtaste. And some of these were, requests for multiple people to watch or play.
Yeah.
And some of them were just for a single person.
So I think Garnt and I shared one.
I shared one with Connor as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did I share one with you? I don't think so. Yeah.
So do we want to say which 3 things we had to watch? Continue?
Sure. So I had to play Elden Ring.
Okay.
I had to watch SpongeBob for the first time.
Oh, yeah, you never watched SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And I had to read Oyasumi Punpun.
Right.
And what about you, Joe?
I had to also play Elden Ring.
Yes.
I had to watch the remaining, I guess, 2 episodes of Arcane because I only watched the first episode.
Yes,
so
you
I
had to watch
up to
basically
episode 3.
the first arc.
I did the 3-episode test for Arcane, and I also did the 3-episode test for Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2.
Oh, okay.
What about you, Con?
I had Oyasumi Punpun,
Yep.
like Garnt. I had Fire Punch.
Yep.
And I also had Persona 5.
That just sounds like a great weekend. What the fuck?
That's an amazing weekend.
Well, I have my thoughts, but let's start with Elden Ring. I think Elden Ring.
You want to start with Elden Ring?
Start with Elden Ring because I want to know off rip. How long did you play for?
Okay, so first off, I got a confession. So I didn't actually record my reaction to it because the week of, I had promised my chat that I would stream it for like ages, and I finally streamed Elden Ring for the first time. Then I got to the weekend where we were meant to watch and play all this stuff. I looked at the list, I was like, whoopsie. Whoopsie daisy.
So you definitely played over an hour though. You streamed for a long time.
The first time I streamed it, I played for 7 hours, and I don't think I experienced a lot of it.
No.
Okay. So what was your experience, Joey?
I played, I think it was just under an hour. So mine is split up into 2 parts here because I had it on my PS5 for the longest time. But I guess there's a part of the game you can't access until the full game gets downloaded. And for some reason, my PS5 just shit itself trying to download this game. So I did like the tutorial part, which by the way, I'm just going to say right off the rip, okay?
Yeah.
I think this game deserves all the praise and flowers it gets, right?
Yeah.
It looks sick as fuck. The world is so fucking cool. But here's one massive problem.
Yeah.
I am not a gamer. If you guys go on the Patreon, it is 1 hour of man struggles to play video games because I just couldn't play this game.
Wait.
I'm just not. It's like playing this game has made me realize I am not built for games like this at all. I do not know how to play this game.
What do you mean?
Wait. Joe.
Like I was struggling to play this game.
So did you die during the tutorial boss?
See, what even is the tutorial boss?
Okay, so go back.
Is it the big motherfucker?
No. So if you go back to the, did you drop down the hall at the beginning that takes you to the
yeah, I did. That's in part 1, right?
Yeah, that's in part 1.
This guy?
So did you beat the first boss of the game?
I just saw him fight him.
The guy with the big sword and shield guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I beat him.
Did you die at all?
I died once.
Okay.
This guy, right?
Yeah.
This guy.
I died. I think I died once or twice, maybe.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, so I beat this guy.
Yeah.
But then once I actually, got into the actual game, I don't know. I just struggled to play the game. I died so many times. It wasn't even funny.
That's the point, Joe.
I know.
That's the point of the game.
But so I was like, okay, am I just an idiot?
I get so pissed off though whenever I play a JRPG and I never lose a fight. I'm like, why have you designed it that baby Goo Gaga can do this?
Right.
Like I should be having to stop, rethink my team, and like plan around. But with this one,
but I think here's the
point is
biggest thing, right? I hate games that stress me out.
Okay, and this stresses you out.
And this stressed me the fuck out. Just because, I wish. I'm actually so disappointed. Like, playing this disappointed me. Not because the game is disappointing. I was disappointed at myself.
In myself.
At how fucking terrible I was at this game. I wish I was good at this game.
But that's the whole point of the game. You start off terrible, Joey.
Yeah.
Everyone starts off
But
trash.
here's the thing. I play games to relax, not to stress out.
For me, that is relaxing. Getting good at that.
Oh, it is the complete opposite for me.
So let me say have you ever played any like Soulsborne or Souls-like game before?
Yeah, so here's the other thing, right? That's fucking weird. I've beaten Bloodborne before.
You beaten Bloodborne and you had a hard time with this?
I know. So I thought okay, it can't be that much harder, right? Apparently it is. Or either that, or since Bloodborne came out to now, my gamer skills have just fucking deteriorated.
How old were you when you played Bloodborne?
When did Bloodborne come out?
Long ago.
I don't know.
It was I played it when it came out.
Okay, because I've heard from many veterans that Bloodborne is actually a much harder game than Dark Souls.
I've heard it's an easier game.
Really?
Yeah.
Normally when a Souls veteran talks about Bloodborne, it's a much more faster paced game.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I've heard it's easier than a lot of Souls games because with a lot of Souls games, you have to be patient with the combat, whereas with Bloodborne, it almost encourages you to just go for it.
Yeah.
A lot more than a Souls game.
That is one thing I noticed about Elden Ring. Yeah. Because my only experience with Souls-like games is I played a bit of Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
Ages ago, didn't complete it. I only played
I played a bit of 1 and 3, never finished it.
Yeah. I just played a bit. So I knew the basic mechanics, which a lot of newbies might miss out on, which is you got to roll with you have iframes when you roll, and then you block, and then you can circle around the enemy and so. So I came into this thinking, I played Dark Souls 3 before. I know the basics.
You're right. Right.
And I fell for the fucking baits. I fell for the baits because did you fight that massive golden fucking horse, guy on a horse, right as you go out of the main first area?
No, I saw that guy and I was like, nah. But instead what I did was I listened to the first NPC that you meet once you go out, and it's follow the Grace's light, and I was like, oh, okay, it's going towards this gate looking thing. I'll go to the gate. I go to the gate and I was like, oh, there's 6 or 7 dudes here. I'll take them out one by one. And then before I know it, giant golem dude just shows up, and I was just like, never mind. I'm not going anywhere near
you can always beat everything.
No, yeah. I know.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, Connor. I'm not a gamer. I get too stressed out. It breaks my heart. I wanted to enjoy this game so fucking bad. And I cannot.
Yeah.
But in saying that, I fucking love everything about this game.
Yeah.
It's just a me problem.
And Garnt, you
played. You can do a more succinct review, I think.
So my experience with Elden Ring is I streamed it for the first time, played it for 7 hours. 5 of those hours was on one fucking enemy.
Oh, really?
I spent 5 hours on the Tree Sentinel.
Me too.
Okay.
Me too.
Did you actually?
I spent 4 hours on the Tree Sentinel.
See, I didn't even get there.
It's a
rite of passage.
I feel like it is because I was like, I could run away because I knew that everything about the game was screaming to me, run past this guy. You are not meant to fight this guy right now.
Okay.
But just something in me just kept, and this might be my downfall with Elden Ring. something in me just kept going, I ain't a bitch. I ain't no bitch.
That's the best part of Elden Ring, in my opinion, is fighting those bosses you're not equipped to and trying to like outskill them.
Right.
Yeah. So I actually have like two varying opinions of Elden Ring because I think it is a fantastic game, and I have now put about 30 hours into it. So
Nice.
I've played a bit
In 1 week.
In 1 week.
God damn.
I got a bit addicted, guys. Not gonna lie. I got a bit addicted. So what happened is I did 2 streams of it, and most of the first stream was beating the first horse guy. The second stream was basically beating the first boss and getting to the area of the second major boss. Because there's a lot of bosses in Elden Ring, but there are a few bosses that are like you need to get past.
Yeah,
that are
mandatory.
That are mandatory.
God slain.
Yeah. And you can see like the exact moment when I was like, oh, I'm in this. Because how long did it take you to beat the first major boss in the game, Margaret?
I would have to check the VOD. I want to say it was less than the Tree Sentinel. I think it was like 2.
Oh, it was definitely less than the Tree Sentinel for me.
2, maybe an hour and a half.
What was your strat going into it?
I don't know. My head, because you see those videos of like dudes with like level 1 characters, that beat the hardest boss in the game.
Yeah,
and you're like, everything's a skill issue.
Yeah,
It's never an armor issue. Like it's always a skill issue, and I always try to think about that when I was in it. I was like, it's not that I don't have the tools; it's that I just didn't have the skill.
Yeah, I just didn't have the skill.
I need to get better. So I would always maybe a lot of the time I was running suboptimal. Yeah, because like for like 80% of the game, I ran a strength build with the guts sword,
right,
and it was just hard. And then I swapped to like the blood build and started fucking killing bosses so fucking quick. It was ridiculous. I was like, damn, this kind of actually sucks. Because I feel like the bosses are just not fun now.
Yeah, because I had a similar experience to that, where I fucking struggled beating obviously the Tree Sentinel and the first major boss because I basically just like speed ran it, didn't do any exploring, and I just like speed ran the entire thing. Went to the boss.
So fun though.
Yeah, I spent most of my time exploring because I was just like, if I go into combat, I'm gonna die.
See, I kind of realized playing Elden Ring, I think I just want a boss rush game because what happened is I beat the first boss and I had this like awakening in me because the general strat was to basically, whenever an enemy attacks, you learn their attack patterns, then you time the dodges and you have like punish windows to get some of your own attacks in. And I'm like, I feel like I can parry this. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I can do this with parrying. And like my first like hour or two of like attempting this boss, even though I had like the samurai build, which was apparently not even like a parry build or whatever, I just like banged my head against the wall, and I was like, no, you don't understand. When I'm gonna have that fucking Naruto moment where I figure out parrying, and that's gonna be the run, and that's gonna be the fucking run. Nice. and then the exact moment.
It's like when you learn to perfect guard in Smash Bros. Right?
Yeah.
It's just like, ooh, okay, there it is.
And then I just after about like an hour or so, or like an hour and a half of just banging my heads against the wall, I just felt something click. And can you type up? I need to show you guys this. Can you type up my Twitch channel, because I haven't uploaded the VOD yet.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, right? It's like I feel like with a little bit more time and dedication, I might have gotten to that point. But for me, after an hour, I just didn't get to that point.
No, the two hour one. One next to it.
Oh, this one?
That one. Yeah. Let me... I think it was around...
206 an hour in?
God damn.
Yeah. Most of these are on the Tree Sentinel.
So this is the guy?
No, that's Margaret.
Yeah, that's Margaret.
See, I didn't even get this far.
So this is like a couple hours. This is like 6-7 hours.
Oh,
maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had this moment where I think it's around here, right? Where you just like kind of enter the flow state, and I remember the feeling. Here we go. I parry him once, and I'm just like, and you get the crit down, and you are on a high.
The sparkle in his eye.
Yeah. You're on a high. Wait. He keeps. It was literally that Naruto moment where I do it again,
Oh!
Do it again. And then I do it again.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's so locked in, dude.
And then the fucking rush that gave me was like,
It's like cocaine.
was like unbelievable.
You were also like dodging into him, which is like a hard thing to learn.
Yeah.
You will always dodge away. It takes a long time to teach yourself dodge into stuff.
Yeah, you're definitely more gamer than I am.
That was fucking gamer, bro.
Yeah, that was gamer as shit.
Did you do that intentionally?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because okay, you don't understand. I had been trying
this guy
this
for a while.
Yeah, this was like 43 minutes into the stream, and this
okay.
is like the second stream. So I was just banging my head against the wall, going like, "No, chat, you don't understand. I can do it. I can parry him.
Yeah.
I can parry." And this was the run where I managed to beat him as well.
Nice.
So, like that like awoke something in me. I've gone for a parry build now, which is like the fucking.
That's like the hardest way to.
That is the hardest one. I'm saying it right now. It is by far the build has gotten me like the most deaths ever.
I just went the guts build.
You won the guts build?
Every time I got an option, I was like, all right, strength.
Yeah. But here's something that I found like I wouldn't say like a problem, but I definitely made some parts of it like less fun. So I got to the second boss, right? I stopped the stream because I was like, okay, we'll do the next boss on the next run. But like I was like addicted to the game, so I was like, I'll do a bit of
exploring.
I'll do a bit of exploring off stream, and I ended up doing a lot of exploring off stream. And so what happened is after doing all this exploring off stream, I think I just ended up being over fucking leveled for the second boss. And
yeah, it can happen.
Yeah. So this was me not
You
trying.
unintentionally grinded.
Yeah, I unintentionally grinded by just exploring the world and unintentionally like just leveling up. And then I was like, fuck it, I'll just try doing the second boss anyway. And I did it on the first try. And it just didn't give me that same satisfaction as that moment gave me. Because by exploring, I had unintentionally made the game easier for myself, right? And the exploring was fun, but not as fun as that for me. Yeah. And then that's when I realized I think instead of like the exploring, like the thing I liked about the bosses or the boss rush games is that there's mostly just like one difficulty. You don't have an opportunity to make the game easier for yourself. It's just, this is the difficulty level and you have to find a way to beat that difficulty level, right? And with Elden Ring, it's great because there's so many different builds, so many different ways to make the game easier. There's different spells, different abilities. And then at that point, you are essentially imposing difficulty on yourself. You're like, okay, this time I'm not going to do a summon run. Okay, I'm going to do a strength build for this. Okay,
you put it on yourself. That's
so you put it on yourself, and that for me, that aspect of Elden Ring is actually less appealing to me because I would rather like, you know, thinking about it, I'd probably enjoy Sekiro more, I think, now that I think about it.
Yeah, it's literally a game about parrying.
Yeah. So one is literally a game about parrying. Two,
that's weeb shit.
I've heard there's like less broken builds in like Sekiro than there is.
So I've done the first 2 hours of Sekiro like 5 times.
Right.
And just haven't, I need to just finish it. All right.
Yeah.
I gotta finish that game.
And also I you know, to defend my boy Joey as well, I don't know if I enjoy exploring the open world as much as other games, because Joey's right. It's stressful. It is stressful. It is stressful.
Yeah, I mean, I look back at my time because I don't know how many hours I put in total, but it was definitely like 60 plus. And I definitely loved every hour of it. I'm near certain because I would play it for like 15 hours straight. Yeah, and I would like not look away. I'd be like, fucking fuck. Yeah. But like, I think because the exploration, especially maybe after the first couple of hours or so, almost every corner you turn, there's something cool. Yeah. Like something interesting happens. Right. Yeah. You're like, huh. You're like, oh, what if I just open this, like, I go in this room and just check this barrel, and you check the barrel and fucking Gandalf the fucking Great appears behind you, and you're like, that's fucking sick. And you like, never would have found that. And you just get your ass handed to you, and you're like, all right, I'm going to go back and kill his ass.
Yeah. And I think that's the best part of like Elden Ring and like the kind of like exploration and the magic of discovering something.
Yeah. Also, the world is just so fucking cool.
The world is fucking sick.
Like, I really enjoyed the exploration part because, again, it was like, I was like, I just want to see more of this world. Like, I could sit here and try and kill this one thing for like an hour straight. Yeah. But I was like, nah, I just want to see more of the world.
Yeah. The thing that I personally don't, gel with in that aspect is the idea that basically anything can kill you at any time, even if it's just like a NPC guy,
Yep.
Because when I'm exploring the open world, I always feel like I have this anxiety in me. You know what I mean? Especially
it'll go the more you play.
Sorry?
It'll go the more you play.
Okay, because I have not been able to play this game more than like, aside from like if I'm doing a boss, more than like 4 hours, because exploring the world is like mentally taxing for me. Because like with a boss, I'm like, okay, I'm doing the same thing over and over. I just need to do one activity. I am locked in. But with exploring the open world, it's almost like I'm playing a horror game. It kind of is. It kind of is.
No, I totally get that, because I had that moment where I'm like, all right, you know what? Fuck this like giant golem thing. I'm just gonna go explore what's around this area, and I find this like little cave, and I'm like, oh, sick. Haven't gone in here. Let's go in. I want to see what's in here. There might be something cool. Immediately get mauled by 3 wolves, and I'm just like, oh, cool.
I mean, it's just a skill bit.
It is a skill bit.
No, it is.
I mean, I feel pretty comfortable because the bonfires are pretty regular.
Yeah.
Right.
So you kind of get a very comfortable way of mapping out the world.
Yeah.
And
I know okay. I wouldn't have so much anxiety if I don't know if it's something in me, but the whole mechanic where you lose the souls or the runes that you have once you die, that gives me so much fucking anxiety. Because I'm just like, what if I go somewhere that's really hard to get the runes back? And even if it's just like 1,000 runes or something, that's once that number starts building up, the anxiety starts building up.
Yeah.
And I do not like that feeling. I don't like that
But
feeling.
I guess that's like a mechanic, right?
Yeah, that's the mechanic.
Normally it scales decently well with the area, so you will normally, not have to worry about it too often.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I can't recall me ever worrying about it, so I'm guessing it wasn't that big of a deal when I played.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure though.
Oh no, that's my like number one anxiety when playing this game.
You'll get plenty. You get plenty.
I'm like, what if I lose all these
and then like
runes?
later on, you'll find areas where you're like, I can get a fuck ton by going here.
Okay.
Hey boys, it's me, Joey, here to let you know very quickly before we move on about today's sponsor, the good folks over at Sakurako. You guys should know by now who these lovely people are, but if you don't, let me catch you up to speed. Sakurako is a monthly Japanese artisan snack box that supports local Japanese snack makers, each box coming with 20 traditional, authentic, and artisan Japanese snacks, including Japanese teas and a special Japanese tableware. The great thing about Sakurako is that these aren't just snacks that you find every day at your local combini. These are specially hand-picked. And this month, we have the wonderful, beautiful Hearts of Ishikawa box. For those of you who don't know, earlier in 2024, the Ishikawa prefecture witnessed a massive earthquake that threatened the region's traditions and the livelihoods of many. So for this month, Sakurako has teamed up with the Ishikawa prefecture to give you guys a curated collection of traditional artisan Ishikawa snacks to bring awareness to the Ishikawa prefecture and the ongoing recovery efforts of the area. For example, we have this Kanazawa Earl Grey Kanaruche, a nice little bread snack here from the Kanagawa prefecture. Oh, wow, that's very Earl Grey. Oh my god, that's so good. And you can pair all of that with this month's tea pairing, the Ishikawa Bocha tea, as well as this month's tableware, a beautiful pair of Wasaka chopsticks. Each box, of course, comes with its own cultural booklet that gives you all sorts of information about the snacks inside, as well as other important stuff like allergen information. All of that and a whole lot more is waiting for you guys with Sakurako. So what are you waiting for? Hit the link down in the description below and use our coupon code on screen right now to get yourself a little bit of a discount at checkout. Head to Sakurako, that's SAKURA.co, and use code TRASHTASTE at checkout to get $5 off of your first Sakurako order. Back to the episode.
But yeah, I mean, aside from that, this was obviously I'm like addicted to the game.
I still haven't done the DLC. I've been meaning to. I've been putting it off because I want to find like 3 days straight to do it. Yeah, and it's just hard to find 3 days in a row now where it's available.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think I'm gonna. I'll stream this when I feel like it, but I definitely don't think I want to stream this like every moment of the game, just because
immerse yourself.
I feel like I lose a lot when I'm on stream, especially when I'm exploring the open worlds. But when I'm just like banging my head against the boss, I fucking love that. It's just I don't know why.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Because you can see the improvements.
Yeah, exactly.
Every time you get his health bar a little lower than last time, you're like, I'm getting better. I'm getting my anime power up arc.
Yeah, because I don't know what strat that you used to kill the tree sentinel, but like on my final run, I went full like regression mode, and I was like, I know exactly what I'm going to do for the next, like, I was calling it out. All right, chat, here's what he's gonna do. I'm gonna do this, and I was doing like a live like playthrough of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is weird. This is weird, but I could actually like tell the flow state that I was in.
Right.
And
You're locked in, bro.
Yeah.
I think for most Elden Ring players as well, like people watching new people get into it, that is the most fun they'll have watching a new player get into it. Except for maybe one other fight, but that's probably when people go for the True Sentinel, people love watching that.
Yeah.
It's just fun because you're watching someone from zero have to really learn quickly.
Yeah.
Right.
There's one part that I regret not streaming for, because exploring the world, there are obviously like different bosses and like holy shit moments. And I guess this is like a slight spoiler if you want to go to Elden Ring completely blind. Joey, I'm sure you don't mind.
I'm all right.
Some of the traps where they send you on the opposite side of the map.
Oh, yeah.
I had this moment where they sent me to like the end game area by accident, and I was like, holy shit, where the fuck am I?
I love that because you feel so out of your depth. You're
yeah.
Hello, guys.
Because I got sent to like I got sent to the capital city, the holy city or whatever it's called. I got sent to that, and just seeing like the tree up close, I was like, I should not be here right now. And then just going to like the map and just zooming out and just fucking humbling yourself on just how massive this game map is. I was like, oh my God, that is a fucking magical.
There's some fucking stunning areas in that game as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a masterpiece of a game, without a doubt. It's a lot to get into.
It is a lot, and I'm scared for my free time.
It's okay. Only like maybe 50 more hours of your life will be consumed by it.
Oh, that's it. That's a short JRPG. You'll be all right.
Yeah, that's fine. Did you use summons at all, by the way?
Okay, so there was one fight where I used summons. I think one fight. You'll know which fight when you get to it. I couldn't do it.
Was it too hard?
Yeah, I'd put like 12 hours into it.
In one fight?
One fight.
Oh shit.
See, that just doesn't sound like fun.
Was it the very last fight?
It's not the very last fight. It's the fight you're thinking about, but that's not the last one.
Okay.
It's actually an optional fight.
Oh shit. Okay. So, Joey, is this like so you played Bloodborne, and I'm surprised you completed that compared to Elden Ring.
He's not a gamer anymore, man. He's lost it.
I think I've
Hey, when he turned
Did you
30,
enjoy Bloodborne?
30, he changed.
I did enjoy Bloodborne because like before I played Bloodborne, I played Dark Souls 1.
In your 20s, right?
Yeah, in my 20s, in my youth.
Oh, I mean, sorry.
And the one thing, like, I think the one problem I had with the gameplay of Dark Souls that I didn't really have with Bloodborne is, again, like, it's this idea of you have to be patient in fights.
I mean,
yeah.
And like, I've always very much been the kind of person where I'm like, I just want to go in. And just like, if I get hit, then I get hit, but I can like, grit my teeth and get through it as long as I'm, just kind of constantly dealing damage. I am suck so much at the waiting fights.
I do hate that a lot.
Yeah.
Like I will admit there are some fights in Elden Ring, and I think apparently the DLC is quite bad for this apparently, where you have to wait so long. Like sometimes like 30, 40 seconds for a window to do any damage.
Yeah.
Safely.
I suck at fights
and I'm like,
that.
That is just not fun.
Yeah.
Like I understand you're trying to make it difficult, but that to me is anti-fun.
Yeah.
Like I want to get in.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you didn't get to the first boss, because the first major boss of the game, I swear to, some of his attacks, the hard thing about that boss is that his timing is so weird.
Yeah.
Because his attacks are
Like
so slow.
Sometimes he'll like slice you really fast.
Yeah.
And the next attack will go,
yeah.
and then
some attacks are like instant, and some
do
attacks take 5 business days to like complete.
true.
And
See, that just sounds stressful. I don't want to do that.
But I don't know what it is for games like this. Like that level of stress is where I derive the enjoyment. Like the part where I have to be like, if I'm in a game and I'm like this, the moment I have to go like this, I'm like, okay, that's when I'm like, that's when the game is good for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't like games like that.
Whereas like, but it has to be like fair. Like, so it's like a fighting game, for example, I'll be like, what the fuck? I couldn't do anything at all against this like silver player online.
Well, yeah, that's why I don't like fighting games.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's not fun because there was, I don't even know.
that's also a skill issue.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
But like, there's no, at least with like, other games like Elden Ring, I think there are paths that are very viable for you to go about.
I will be
fighting games. I feel like there are a lot, especially if you play online. You get fucking crushed.
Yeah.
No one is helping you, and you have to like you're like, all right, VOD analysis. All right, okay, I got a low block here. Okay,
frame by frame analysis. Yeah.
I think you have to like. There's a lot more. It's a lot more involved.
No, I am.
It's not intuitive.
Yeah. I will fully admit on camera,
Maybe it is.
I just do not have the skill to play this game. I wish I did, and which is why I'm fucking disappointed in myself because I love everything about the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think,
but I just don't derive enjoyment out of playing games like this.
I think my enjoyment from Elden Ring is just going to be doing the main story quest.
So it's cool.
Huh?
People hated the ending I got, so
oh really?
Don't do what I did.
Yeah, because like in terms of like open worlds that I've really like got sucked into, I don't see Elden Ring, you know, being more magical to me than Breath of the Wild or something like that. I don't know. Like I said, it's just too stressful for me to it.
Maybe there'll be some areas where you're like, fuck me, this is kick. There's some really stunning areas. I think
I'm sure.
Because I think right now you're only like 10%, not even.
Yeah, probably. And I'm still like fearing every fucking death. And
that'll leave.
Fearing every corner.
Yeah, like I said, the boss fights, I'm just like, this is magical gaming. The exploration, I'm like, this is also amazing. But I feel like playing a horror game, and I am anxiety through the roof. I don't want. I'm like, I want to see, but also I don't want to see as well. It's stressful. Oh my god.
So game of the year, game of the nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
just not for me.
I'm going to continue. Did you choose the samurai build as well?
I was close to, but I was like, nah, Garnt's probably going to pick that.
Fuck yeah.
The first one.
The first one, the default one?
The default one.
Like just the human.
Yeah. Just the human one.
The Vanguard? Whatever the fuck it was called, yeah.
Yeah.
I called myself Geek, though, because I thought it'd be funny.
Who did you start off as, Connor?
Samurai.
Samurai?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was tempted.
Fucking weed, bro.
Yeah, I was tempted. I was like, that would be kind of high.
But then I realized the bleed is pretty OP.
Yeah, the bleed actually got me through the first Sentinel fight.
Yeah, the bleed is very, very impactful. But then the moment I got the gut sword, I used that for like so much of the game until I found one quite a lot later on.
What would you say is the most fun you've had with the game in terms of like build?
Dude, I loved, even though it wasn't ideal for a lot of bosses, the strength build was my favorite.
Yeah.
Because you got to see like the bosses buckle when you slammed, like, because there's like a jump attack you could spam.
Yeah.
And when the boss would like buckle down, it just made you feel so fucking powerful.
Made you feel like guts.
Because you're tiny and then you fucking slam this thing's leg and it goes like,
yeah.
And then you're like, all right, if I slam him a couple more times, I'll get the chance to like do the animation thing where I fucking stab
the critical.
Yeah. And then when you get that, it just feels like godlike.
Yeah. For sure.
Parrying was out of the window. You could not parry with that build because you would go like, he's like, ice coming. You've already been hit like 19 times.
Yeah.
So you have to roll and then hopefully you can get a hit in.
I think I'm going to just commit to parrying. I think
that's cool. Parrying's Giga Chad.
I think that's my thing, but my death counter is like crying.
Yeah, I tried to parry a couple of times. I'm just like, nah, this ain't it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's like some bosses that are definitely harder than others. And I think that's a beautiful thing about the game is that like if you go a mage build, certain bosses, ones that are good at closing distance, will really give you a lot of trouble.
Yes,
but maybe if you're doing a strength build, maybe bosses that constantly fucking run around the stage are going to be like, God damn it. Like, I need you to stand still for 15 seconds for me to get a swing in.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so there's different aspects to it. And I think it gives it a lot of replayability in that aspect. Because you could approach that fight and it's like a totally different fight.
Yeah, because I'm like, every boss I fight, I'm like, please be a humanoid character. Please be a humanoid character. Because every time I come up against like a giant creature or something, my build is like
there's
useless.
a couple of bosses I don't even think there are parries.
No. Yeah. It's like, I researched this a little bit. So if it's like a creature, then probably not parryable.
Yeah.
If it's a two-handed weapon, probably not parryable either.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, just give me a guy with a sword and shield.
Yeah, but some of the most important fights are humanoids.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
Yeah.
You'll be all right. But speaking of video games, Persona 5.
Dude, you had an hour to play Persona 5?
Yeah, so I
You didn't even get past the tutorial.
I don't think so. I'll tell you exactly where I got up to. I got up to the first like it was the school had been turned into a castle. And the teacher
Kamoshida?
Kamoshida was like in his underwear going,
yeah.
and he just got like,
you did get past the tutorial then.
Oh, is it the tutorial? I don't know.
Yeah.
He just got like I just got my persona.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So you're at the beginning of level 1.
Yeah.
So you just got past the tutorial.
That is the Persona experience in a nutshell.
I will say, I touched the controller like 3 times in that hour. I want to be honest, like the game for the first hour. I won't lie, because I was sitting there and I was like, there's got to be a better way to like introduce this game than to just basically have a movie with like annoying text.
Well, here's
a lot of the text I was like, oh my God, come on.
Well, here's the secret of Persona. It's actually secretly just a visual novel.
It is a visual novel.
I realized this.
It's a visual
novel.
And
I was like, and then so the first hour of the game, you know, you have the cutscene where you're being chased, then you get caught, taken to the interrogation room. A very attractive woman interrogates us, and then it's like, you're probably wondering how I got here. Doodle, doodle, you know, and then it recalls what happens, and then you know we pushed a guy over who was harassing a woman. We go to jail. Or not jail.
You get interrogated.
Interrogated, and then we have to get moved to another school, and everyone's a dick to us. And then there's just like weird app on our phone that's like, whoa, you know. And the whole time, I will say the parts when I got most frustrated was when it was like, go to the house in the first hour. And I was like, why? You've given me 19 cutscenes up until this point. Why are you making me walk around to someone's door? Just do it. Just do it. You know you want to do it.
Well, because they have to give you a game to play.
It was like literally go straight, then turn right. And it was like, all right, now cutscene. I'm like, that's crazy. Just fucking cutscene this shit. And then when I can actually play the game, wake me up, you know? And
this is the exact reaction I was hoping for.
And then like, by far the most egregious part of this game, and I don't know if it gets worse than this, and this is the part where I was like, no, you have to be kidding me. They were like, go to school. And I was like, okay, sure. So I go to the train station. And then I get on the train. I'm like, cool. So then I get, and it's like, change train station. I was like, what?
Oh, you got to Shibuya?
No. It was like, I had a train, not Shibuya, somewhere else. It was like, change to the Ginza line.
No, it's Shibuya.
Oh, okay.
It's Shibuya.
And I was like, what the fuck?
It's a one-to-one recreation of Shibuya
Is it
Station.
Shibuya or Shinjuku?
It's Shibuya.
Shibuya.
Okay.
And I was like, what? I was like, you want me to change train?
Yep.
And I was like, okay, well, I guess I know how to do that. I live in Japan. And I was like following the signs to the Ginza thing. And then it randomly just stopped. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I tried to go where it's to go to the Ginza line, and it was like closed for construction. I was like, what the fuck is this? It's like, find another way around. I was like, what? And so I spent like 5 minutes trying to find the other way around. And I was like, who is this for?
That's the Persona experience. If the Persona
and I
experience.
realized this is for people who just like, this is like a soft pilling people on wanting to move to Japan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's
it totally works. It totally works. I remember.
That's all it is, I feel like.
Yeah.
I was sitting there, I was like, you would only think
1,000,000%.
there's no way you would think this is cool that you have to change trains and do all this dumb shit unless you like dreamed about your life in Japan.
100%.
Bro, yeah, and it, you know what? It totally fucking works. Because I remember the first time I went to Japan on holiday, I just walked around town, put on the Persona music, and I was like, this is the greatest experience
the music,
I've ever.
Fucking phenomenal.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Menus, phenomenal. That shit runs so good on PC, by the way.
Also, it's the most beautiful UI you've ever seen.
Yeah. And it looks phenomenal on PC.
Yeah.
Like, I think, I don't know how it looks on PS5, but I imagine it just
Looks
runs
great on
better
PS5,
on the
yeah.
PC, right? Like, it just looks fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Like, not much to hate on, but I just couldn't believe they made me change the trains.
Also, you getting lost in Shibuya Station is the most pivotal Persona moment. Everyone goes through
What's
this.
crazy that I literally know where the Ginza line is.
Yeah.
And I've been
You
there.
think you do.
Yeah.
And like, it doesn't look like that now because they changed it.
Yeah, that's the old Ginza.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
because when we first visited, I think when we visited in 2017,
That's what it looked like.
which is what it looked like, and that was when Garnt had just finished playing it. Because I know that because on that trip, it was like us three, and Garnt kept bringing up like, I've been playing Persona, going around.
But I know exactly where the Ginza line
I
is.
know where to go, guys. Don't worry about it.
And obviously, like, they updated the Ginza line for the Olympics.
Yeah.
And it's way different, and I think much easier to get to now.
Oh, much
Yeah,
easier.
yeah.
And they have that big outside area where you can just get to it really easily.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, this is why? I was like, why have you done this? Like, this is weird. It's like, yeah, you could do that, but what purpose does it serve?
Immersion.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
It's
But
immersion.
it was not fun. I don't like doing that in real life.
That's because you have to do it in real life.
Yeah.
You know? That's
Why
because,
would I like it
That's
in the
because
game?
you've already been Japan pilled, so you
Yeah.
already
You've already
have
been
that
Japan
experience.
It's crazy though, like how they have like this cool combat system, and they constantly just wouldn't let me do it because they were like, "No, you have to go and talk to the old man." And I was like, "Okay, fine, I don't mind doing that." You know, and he's a cool character.
Yeah, because a Persona is half RPG, half visual.
Nah, it's more visual novel.
Well, you didn't get to the RPG.
Didn't get to the RPG section, yeah.
But like, it did feel like when I was playing it, I was like, I was like, yeah, you would only like. This is like I was trying to think like who this was for because I was like, this is such a weird mix of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's very, very popular and loved. And I was like, man, I just feel like this is hard to get into.
Yeah. It's for people who love visual novels and love JRPGs.
Yeah.
And if you don't love either one, then I feel like games like that are really difficult to play.
I like RPGs.
Yeah.
And I like the
But you don't like visual novels.
But visual novels I really don't enjoy.
So I think that's why you found this frustrating.
It was tough.
I feel like, okay, so...
I mean, it was expected, to be honest.
Yeah. Because I feel like to truly get into like the gameplay loop, you need to play Persona for at least like 3 hours, I think is like the magic number.
I said that on the recording. I said like, look, I would never play a Final Fantasy game for 1 hour.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the kind of the same treatment where like, if you give Final Fantasy 1 hour, you will be bored. Because the first hour of Final Fantasy is setting the stage.
Yeah.
It's not good. And I said that like, look, with an hour of Persona 5, I think it's honestly the worst way to play it.
Yeah.
Because not only do I now have a bad impression of Persona that has been cemented because I think it was boring for an hour, like, but I would think that about any Final Fantasy game, including the 3 I've played and loved. So like if I'd had 5 hours, it might have been a different story.
I feel like if you had at least finished Kamoshida's Castle, then I think that is the full as much of a Persona package that you can get, where you can make an actual discernible decision.
Because like the what was I going to say? I forgot now already. I also, a lot of the dialogue initially I felt like was inconsequential. The dialogue trees, like I felt like it didn't fucking matter what I picked.
Yeah, some of them are just there. Some are just some memes.
And I'm like, just play the dialogue. Don't give me. I hate fake choices in video games.
Yeah,
because I feel like you're not adding anything.
But here's the thing. But here's the thing that with Persona, if you play it for long enough, some of them do have actual remarkable decisions, but you just don't know it.
Also.
So it's conditioning you to be like, every choice is important.
This episode is sponsored by Zocdoc. Boys, there are certain times in your life where fit really matters. Like, for example, when you're picking out sneakers to start marathon training. Sure. And fit also really matters when it comes to finding the right doctor for your specific needs. You shouldn't have to compromise, and you don't have to, thanks to Zocdoc.
Zocdoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors, choose the right one for your needs, and click to instantly book an appointment. We're talking about in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, eye care to skincare, and much more. Plus, Zocdoc appointments happen fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking. You can even score same-day appointments.
I won't lie, it would be nice to be able to, have more options for doctors. But, hey, if I could use it, I would.
I wish a service like this actually existed back when I was growing up, because I've had a lot of bad experiences with some doctors. So have my parents, and I think a lot of people talk about this and they just don't know what to do about it.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that a service like Zocdoc exists now.
So stop putting off those doctor appointments and go to Zocdoc.com/trash to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/trash. Zocdoc.com/trash.
Back to the episode.
Also, I don't know if I'm crazy, but spending 1 hour Joker's boring as fuck.
He is boring.
He is so boring.
Yeah, he's boring.
Yeah.
I would rather of them just like...
Actually, you can say that about most, if not all, Persona
I can't think of, because they're just meant to be like a blank slate.
Yeah. But I would rather them just give some character, because it was... The most jarring part was that everyone else was voice acting but my character.
Yeah.
And I was
That's
like,
every Persona game.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, this is just jarring, because it's like I'm having a one-way conversation with a fucking wall.
Well, it's because you're supposed to merge.
And also, I don't know if I'm crazy, I played with the Japanese voice on.
Yeah.
Some of the voices I just thought were not good
Which one?
for some of the characters. Like the fucking goblin dude sounded like ass.
Goblin dude?
The one when you go to the dream world and the goblin's talking to you.
Oh, the goblin. Igor.
Igor.
Oh, Igor.
His voice changed, though, over the years.
I don't think his voice fits him
The
at all.
super deep voice, right?
Yeah, it doesn't sound even 1 inch of how he looks.
Because in Persona 3, he was like, konnichiwa. Like, he was very
That
like,
sounds
he was very like,
when I saw him, I was like, oh, that's how you sound. Then he just goes like, yes, I'm the goblin man. I will lead you in dreams. And you're like,
the goblin man.
And you're like, what the fuck? There was a lot of voices that I thought, surprisingly, I don't like the Japanese one here. Like, but the old coffee shop man, I loved his voice. He was great.
Oh, yeah.
He was a great character.
He's the GOAT.
He was my favorite character in the first hour of the thing.
Yeah. He's the GOAT.
I mean, I will say he also had Igor also had a deep voice in the English dub as well.
But did he sound more goblin-like? Because he looks like a goblin. I want a little bit of to it.
Nah, he definitely sounded like a smooth gentleman.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I would say there is a reason for that. which you're never going to get to. But
oh yeah, yeah.
But also,
yeah.
I don't know. Also, like I don't know, man. A lot of the stuff was weird in the game, but I enjoyed. When I got to play it, I liked it, which was about 5 minutes tops.
It's like the moment that the real Persona experience starts is when you have to decide what you're going to do for a day.
Yeah.
When something isn't just like mandatory, just like
I felt like
on
the
rails.
days didn't mean anything right now.
Yeah, exactly. There will reach a moment where you wake up and you're like, what do I want to do today?
Yeah, and it's also like you have to finish this castle within this many days, and you can choose to tackle the days in different ways.
Oh, it's time management.
It's time management, the video game.
Yeah.
I didn't really feel like, I know that you can like schmooze characters and romance them.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that kind of stuff doesn't really interest me because I'm like, there's no gameplay benefit to schmoozing.
Actually, there
is.
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool then.
So by schmoozing characters, and you could just be like schmoozing to be friends.
Yeah.
When you reach
but
like
not all the characters are playable, right?
Not all characters are playable,
right.
but like every character brings you a certain benefits.
Oh, that's cool then.
Like in terms of like the gameplay mode.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes
it's kind of like in Pokemon, right? Like, you know how there's like
okay.
different types.
Yeah.
So in Persona, there's also different types of personas that you can have.
Yeah.
And each character levels up a certain type of persona. So if you like certain types of personas to play with, then you best be schmoozing a certain character that levels them up.
Yeah. But also some characters, even if they aren't playable in the game, every character in Persona gives you that maybe sometimes they unlock a new gameplay mechanic that makes fights like a little bit easier. And some other people make it easier for you to, buy stuff. I can't remember what every character does, but
I can't. I would love to, and I said this a bunch in my thing. I was like, man, I'd love to get into this game, but I just can't play 100+ hour game.
That's
just like I just can't.
That's totally fair.
And I wish I could, because I'm sure if there was a 10-hour version of Persona that felt like the full experience, I'd love it. But I can't justify 100
It's hard.
hours.
It's hard.
Because I don't know. I remember watching a streamer one time who played it, and I remember every day for like a month he was playing it, and I was like, bro. I can't imagine just a month of my time being like because when I play games, because it's almost like
that was me with Dragon Quest.
My thought process and my thought space is almost taken up by what game I'm playing. Because like right now I'm playing Satisfactory a bunch. And I'm just always thinking about that game because that's what I'm playing right now and I'm not done with it. Right. And so I know I would get burnt out with Persona because I'm not the kind of guy who can put 30 hours into a game, leave it for a month, and then come back. I just can't do that.
You can't do that with a Persona game either.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because there's too much story involved.
That's also like, that's crazy that it's like, you are married to this game. You have to play it.
If you start a Persona game, you need to be dedicated enough to finish it.
What year did it come out?
2017, right?
Yeah,
the original
right.
P5?
Yeah, I like
2016?
That sounds about right.
Something like that?
Yeah.
I like the I loved all the menus.
2017.
I loved all the menus. I loved all the animated cutscenes. I loved all the like the border animations and the
visually it's
visually it's really cool. It's interesting because you think of I almost think of Persona as a new game, but then when you see like the 3D world, you're like, oh yeah, it does feel 2015. Like it looks 2015 in a way, like a lot of the way. But it was fun. I just wish that I could have had 4 hours in 1 hour.
Yeah,
in a way,
and also if it wasn't like 100 hours, did you play Royal, or did you play Royal?
Okay, I think that's the PC version,
right? And that's the longer one
as well.
So what do they add in Royal that makes it longer?
There's 2 extra levels at the end, and the storyline is different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because they introduce a pivotal character at the very beginning that completely changes the story.
Yeah. So did you get to is it cheerleading character?
No.
Okay.
Oh, okay. No, that's after Kamoshida.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't played Royal, so I wouldn't know.
I think it's after the first dungeon you meet, or it's like in between that or something. Yeah.
So which is like the game? Like what's the
Royal is probably the more
like the director's vision.
Yeah.
It's like the director's cut.
Yeah, I would say so as well.
Yeah.
That's the reason I haven't played Royal either is because the same reason. Just like so much time.
Yeah.
And it's not a stream-friendly game either. It's not something that...
Because no one's going to if someone comes in on hour 80 of Elden Ring, they can understand what's going on.
Yes.
They don't need a lot of prior knowledge. They just see you fighting one of the bosses. They're like, oh, I'm a strap in because it's going to be fun. with Persona, they'll be like, I don't know who's romanced. I don't know what route he's going down. I don't know what he's done. Like, it's like...
And if you've never seen the game either, you'd be like, can you fill me in on 50 hours of the last 50 hours of gameplay?
Because I remember watching, like I said, I watched streamer play it, and I remember thinking like...
what's going on?
I don't know what the fuck is going on at any point in this game. But I really, like, as an anime fan, like, I almost felt like it was my job to like Persona.
No,
especially when it came out. Because it was kind of almost everything I wanted. You know?
Right.
It was like, it was weeb shit. It was a long game. It was cool. And it had so much Japan life. So.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Connor. The before you get to that stage, you got to complete level 0, which is liking and respecting visual novels.
how much like of like what like when people play Persona, how many of those people do you think are like percentage wise that are like just love Japan and like want to like love Japan? I guess like Japanese culture.
I'd say a majority.
Like most of them. Like
I mean, overseas players, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that Persona is basically just it's like playing an anime, basically. You are playing at the same time a high school romance, a slice of life, and
a shonen,
and also a shonen action. It's like all of those things combined into one with the same tropes that you probably, made you an anime fan in the first place. And you just basically get
this time you get to write the story.
Yeah, you get to write the story.
Well, I mean, overall, didn't have that much fun with it, but I think that's more of a...
that's more of a time investment thing.
It's a time thing.
Even as a Persona fan, I know that I will need at least 3-4 hours to actually get into this game because when I played Persona 3 Reload, I was like, okay, I need at least a 3-4 hour time period where I'm free before I can start playing this game. Otherwise, I'm just not going to get into it.
Yeah, well, 2 days from now, they're bringing out a brand new one.
What?
Yeah. Oh, it's not a Persona game, but it's made by the same guy who made Persona.
Oh, okay.
But it's a completely new game. Metaphor ReFantasia.
Yeah.
I'm playing the fuck out of that game.
I'd say the worst part of Persona 5 is best girl is not romanceable.
Really?
Oh, the Hifumi?
Huh?
Hifumi? The shogi girl?
No, she is romanceable.
Oh, wait, which one? Which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about
the teacher?
Not the teacher. The teacher's romanceable as
lawyer.
well. The lawyer.
The lawyer.
Oh, the lawyer.
Yeah.
I wanted to romance her.
Yeah, I was like, I was the entire time I was like waiting in my first playthrough.
Wait, did you see the doctor?
The doctor?
Oh, he hasn't seen the doctor.
Woo!
I think I would have remembered if I saw the doctor.
Yeah,
based on what you're saying.
Yeah.
He hasn't seen the teacher either.
You haven't seen the teacher.
Yeah.
If you were to ever...
the teacher I did meet.
The teacher you did
No, but you haven't seen...
You haven't seen the real teacher. You haven't seen
the real teacher.
The real one.
It's like, show me the real teacher. No, the real teacher.
You haven't seen Becky.
You haven't seen Becky, yeah.
God.
That's when you would get hooked.
Persona fans know what's up.
So TLDR, would have loved to gotten into it. Sadly, didn't really enjoy the first hour of Persona.
Yeah.
It was basically...
I mean, look, I think
Mm.
Garnt and I and everyone watching this video knew
Yeah.
that's what your thoughts were going to be. But that's fine.
Listen, it's flawed, but, chat, fuck viewers. We only have X amount of time that we can spend.
Yeah.
We got to do over a lot of things. And I would love for it to have been a 5-hour sesh, get into it.
Yeah.
But at that point, you wouldn't hear from me because I would not have stopped playing. So,
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right, what else?
I watched SpongeBob for the first time.
That's wild.
You've never watched SpongeBob?
I have seen clips, but I have never
but to be fair,
sat down and watched a full episode of SpongeBob.
To be fair, though, I also watched SpongeBob for the first time during the pandemic.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
Holy shit.
I get it.
Okay.
Okay, so...
I didn't grow up with Nickelodeon.
Yeah, nor did I.
How did you choose what episodes to watch?
So first off, I chose the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
And then I went online and I was just like, what are some of the most or best iconic episodes of SpongeBob? Then I just started watching like random episodes.
Right.
So how many episodes you ended up watching?
Well, each episode is like 2 episodes, right?
Yeah. So
it's split into 2 episodes.
Every episode.
Did they keep that throughout the whole show?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. Everyone I watched, I was just every 20-minute episode was split into like 2 mini, 10-minute episodes by
It's been so long
themselves.
since I watched it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was my childhood.
So
I'm jealous.
It was fun.
Yeah.
So here's my experience watching SpongeBob. Every fucking 5 minutes, I'm like, oh, I've seen that before. Oh my God. I did not realize, like, I'm going to use an analogy. Watching these first few episodes of SpongeBob kind of like, to me, felt like my equivalent of someone going back and watching the first few seasons of The Simpsons, where you do not realize how much prevalence it has in popular culture, where how much even beyond the memes, right? Even beyond just the screenshots that you see on Twitter, just sayings or fucking impressions or characters.
SpongeBob truly is every frame is a painting.
Literally,
you could pause it at any moment of any episode and you'd be like, that could be a meme.
Yeah, right?
Or I could use that.
I did not realize that.
It's crazy.
So in the first episode, I was... in the first episode, in the second half of the episode, I saw the episode where SpongeBob goes to meet that squirrel girl,
Sandy.
Yeah. But she's obviously living in her own glass.
I love that episode.
Glass igloo.
The pinky. Is that the one where he goes in and he's like, I need it?
Yeah.
That was it.
I didn't actually realize that was from SpongeBob.
Yeah.
I was like, when he said, I need it, I was like,
I don't need it. I don't need
no way, this is from SpongeBob.
And the fucking screenshot of him being shriveled up,
Yeah.
sharing a popular meme as well. Yeah, I forgot about that.
And just sometimes, SpongeBob will just cut away to this fucking 4K RTX on render that is just so fucking memeable.
So good.
And I don't know what
good.
it is, but I could basically see why this became so big in popular culture and why this became a lot of people's childhoods.
It has aged tremendously well.
It has.
I was crazy.
Genuinely surprised how funny it was.
Oh yeah,
it's
really funny.
Really,
I thought I was gonna watch a kids show. You know what I mean? Like a kids show. But I was surprised that how a lot of these stories not only had a good lesson at the end, you want kids to have as well, but was also genuinely funny with good chemistry between the cast.
See, everybody, it's that whole meme of everybody who grows up watching SpongeBob relates to the fun and jovial side of SpongeBob and Patrick and characters like that.
Yeah.
So you think it's a kid's show, but then when you actually grow up as an adult and watch SpongeBob, you relate to Squidward at a fucking molecular level. You're just holy shit, I get it now.
I mean, Squidward's just chilling, man.
He's
every main cast character is very good in that show.
Yes.
They kind of knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
Because I feel if I was Squidward living next to SpongeBob and Patrick, I'd be fuck.
I'd be depressed too.
Fuck this shit, man. Fuck this shit. Because I saw that episode.
Yeah.
I saw the one where they blow a bubble or something like that. Where he makes a stand where it's 25 cents to blow a bubble. And Squidward was that's fucking stupid. That's
oh yeah. That's the one where that episode is my favorite scene where that's the one where SpongeBob does a 20-step move to blow the bubble.
Yeah, right.
And then he blows an elephant. And there's just this scene, it's so dragged out. He blows this elephant, it's this giant elephant that goes flying away. And just fucking Patrick just goes, oh, it's a giraffe! Oh! And he just laughs for 40 seconds and it's just so funny. I don't understand why.
I was just watching that and I was I have heard so many people redo this laugh, and I didn't realize that this came from SpongeBob.
It's so funny. It's a giraffe. It's just so dumb. I love it though.
And I remember I was genuinely laughing watching that episode as well.
Yeah.
Partly because I was oh, this is where the iconic laugh comes from, but also it is also genuinely funny as well.
What other episodes do you watch?
Watched an episode where they deliver pizza or something like that.
Oh yeah.
There's this fucking wild episode where they have to they deliver this pizza and then they get lost, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they go to the bottom of Bikini Bottom? Is that?
It's the valley, right?
It's the valley, right? Because SpongeBob is we need to follow the moss to get back.
Bottom's Deep or something?
Something like that. We need to get back to we need to follow the moss to get back to the town, and then they just end up getting fucking lost, and it's just SpongeBob and Squidward, and then it ends with just SpongeBob being I can drive this rock. do you remember that?
I do remember that.
and then Squidward was what the fuck are you talking about? You can't drive a rock, and then he just drives his rock. And then I'm just like, what the fuck am I watching
Is
right
that the
now?
one as well right at the end where they finally deliver the pizza to the guy and they forget his drink and he just and he just goes insane?
Yeah, and then he just goes full fucking Karen.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and Squidward actually fucking stands up for SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Which is why I say that was a good like short.
Yeah.
That was a good short story.
God, every episode, man.
What else did you watch? What other episodes?
I watched an episode where SpongeBob he's out by the lake or something, and I don't know what the science is behind having a lake underwater, but it's the one where he goes up and there's this like buff lobster dude.
Oh yeah, Larry the lobster.
Larry the lobster, and that it's the origin of the meme like observe.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say I was literally about to say I hope you watched the episode where he rips his pants.
Yeah.
That's like I don't know why. That's memories like episodes burned in my memory.
So good.
And then they go into like a fucking musical number at the end of that. Do you remember this?
No, I don't remember that.
They go into a full musical number at the end where he just makes a song about ripping his pants the entire time, and I'm just like, I'm too sober to watch this right now. This is peak. I am in college and me and the boys have just done a fucking joint or something.
SpongeBob is peak blunt rotation.
Yeah.
It's the perfect show for
it's either that or you're an actual kid.
Yeah.
There are two people that will appreciate SpongeBob. 5-year-olds
and stoners.
5-year-old that see SpongeBob has just ripped his pants.
Correct.
And stoners who are just looking at like the weirdest shit of all time.
Oh my god, dude! You know what you need to do now? Now that you've like dipped your toes into SpongeBob, you gotta watch the movies.
Oh, the movie's good.
The SpongeBob movie.
First one's pretty good.
The first one is really, really funny. It's the it's the one that with David Hasselhoff.
I remember watching that in the cinema.
Yeah. Oh really?
Yeah. I remember I went to the six. I really loved SpongeBob growing up, and I begged my mom. I was like, "Please, can we go watch the SpongeBob movie?"
I think I watched that in like middle school, maybe high school. It was like a lot.
I was a snot-nosed kid when I watched that movie.
Oh really? Yeah.
So I remember being like, "Who the fuck is David Hasselhoff?" to my mom, because I had no idea who the fuck David. Obviously, back.
Yeah.
Very famous, but I had no idea. I was like, what is this reference?
Yeah, they do like a Baywatch reference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's really old for the kids.
Yeah,
Jesus
I know.
Christ. Also, I just got a question. What is SpongeBob?
He's a sea sponge.
Oh.
So the guy who created SpongeBob...
Is sea sponges alive? Are they animals?
Yeah, they're animals.
They're alive.
So the guy who created SpongeBob, he was a marine biologist.
Right.
So a lot of the actual like characteristics of each of the characters. So the reason why Patrick is so dumb is because starfish don't have brains.
Oh.
So that's the whole concept behind Patrick Star as a character, because the dude was a marine biologist, so he was like very, very knowledgeable about like sea creatures, and it's like very accurate.
Oh, okay.
I also played the fuck out of the games on PS2.
Oh, really?
There was one that they had a Mario Party, SpongeBob.
What?
That was
Mario
actually
Party
very
SpongeBob?
good. Yeah, it was called type in SpongeBob Mario Party. It was called like Lights, Camera, Burgers or something. That was really good, and all of my friends fucking loved it.
I think I played the one where it was like, it was based off the movie where like Plankton takes over Bikini Bottom.
Oh, that's it down below. You just sorry.
SpongeBob Party.
SpongeBob
Lights,
Party.
Camera, Pants. Okay. Dude, this game was actually fire. And
What was it on? PC? PS2.
PS2, and it was they had SpongeBob the movie, the game, which I played a fuck ton of.
Yeah, I think that was the one I
It
played.
was hard.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid it was hard, at least.
Damn, okay.
Oh my god, look at these graphics, bro. Wow.
It was like legit. Like it was good.
Damn.
Yeah.
We'd play it so fucking much because none of us owned a Nintendo 64 to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The OG. But no, it was very fun. But SpongeBob, I mean, it's like timeless. Like I feel like it's just so good. At least the earlier seasons.
I feel like watching it, I was like, this is such an indicator of like culture at that time, right?
And somewhat to today as well.
I mean, to today, but I would say it's today because the generation that grew up with SpongeBob has grown up and they still reference it. The same way that, me watching early seasons of The Simpsons, in the 90s, it was all about like Simpsons sayings and iconic scenes from The Simpsons, and The Simpsons is still iconic. It got me thinking, is that like a modern cartoon that you think is going to dictate the next generation of like popular culture? Because I was trying to think, because I think like this SpongeBob was like last generation where kids still like, I guess, watch stuff on TV and all watching the same thing.
Bluey maybe?
Bluey?
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Bluey's like insanely popular now.
Is the whole culture of like Saturday morning cartoons like as prevalent as was when we were kids though?
Not necessarily Saturday morning, but even in the UK, I don't know about Australia, we didn't really have Saturday morning cartoons.
We had Sunday morning cartoons.
There was just cartoons.
Shout out Toast TV.
I mean, Saturday morning cartoons were definitely a thing in the UK.
Really? Because we had...
we had CITV.
Oh, we had cable, so there was just always cartoons.
Okay, I didn't have cable.
Okay,
so
show my privilege.
Yeah, goddamn.
You know why? I think my dad was willing to like forego everything except cable because he wanted to watch every Premier League football game.
Based.
Okay, he's like, I refuse not to be able to like.
That's the British experience to a T.
Yeah. If your dad was a football head, you had cable.
That's fair.
My dad would just go to the pub to watch it because we couldn't afford it back in the day. But yeah, so all of my cartoons were basically on Saturday mornings, so I do get it.
Okay.
You know, that's how I discovered Pokemon.
Yeah, I had Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I never watched SpongeBob, because SpongeBob was on Nickelodeon, and that was like cable or satellite only.
Yeah.
Watching Pokemon was so fun, but then also very frustrating, because even as like a 10-year-old kid, I could tell I was watching this out of order.
Oh, yeah.
And like, I would know that I'm like, damn it, I already saw the part that happened after this. Why? Who was the TV exec back in the day who would play episode like 30 and then immediately after it play episode 52?
Yeah.
Who was this asshole?
I had that so many times where I'm like, you would watch the episode where like
you
Ash...
assumed that they would play the next one.
Yeah, you'd watch the episode where like Ash meets Charmander for the first time and saves him from the rain, and then the next episode it's like, wait, why is he suddenly Charizard?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Like, what the fuck is
what
going
happened?
on? Who are these TV execs that are bastards who want to fuck with kids that are like, nah, none of them are going to get into Pokemon. Fuck them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it all out of order. Joke's on you. I was fucking addicted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they get you addicted. That's
But
how
SpongeBob and stuff like this it didn't matter.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was all episodic.
I mean, back in the day, it was better to be episodic because you could tune in at any time and still, you know.
It's fun though because like I remember I used to watch Simpsons every day after school.
Yeah,
same.
Right when I get back, they used to play 4 episodes of Simpsons.
Yeah,
and I'd watch all full 2 hours.
Yeah,
I love the Simpsons.
For us, it was Simpsons and then back-to-back Futurama.
Yeah, sometimes they would do Futurama.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And then you'd rewatch the same episodes over and over again because you're a kid and you're dumb. But then occasionally when you saw an episode that you hadn't seen, you're like, whoa.
It's like, I don't recognize this
I
one
haven't
immediately.
seen this one. What the heck?
I can't quote this one word for word.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm glad you enjoyed SpongeBob though.
Oh, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think I would have enjoyed it more with some enhancers,
some herbal essences.
I feel like that's, you know, just like I said, going back to the college days.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like it was very reminiscent, and I can definitely see why this became popular. I think it's a good show.
Oh yeah.
And I think a lot of people think, oh, they see cartoons, they see iconic kids show, and they normally put it in a bubble of like kids cartoons or kids shows. And I think to be a good kids show, you kind of in some way need to appeal to more than just kids as well. You need to have
yeah. I think that's why like Bluey is like crushing right now.
Yeah,
because adults don't mind watching it with their kids.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's, you know, when a show is pretty high quality in terms of for kids media, especially, I think it does really well because often a lot of kids TV shows are like, it's for kids. No matter. But you know, SpongeBob was one of those things that felt like, damn, they really just cared a lot about making the show good.
Definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, well, I'm glad you enjoyed SpongeBob.
Very
No
nice.
worries. I'm glad I could see the origin of like 10% of the memes that have like 5% even, man.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, what else? Anything you want to talk about?
Ladies and gentlemen, stop everything that you are doing because this is an important PSA. Listen up. This message is brought to you by the Trash Taste government to let you guys know that this video is sponsored by Gamersupps. Everybody asks, boys, how do you manage to do such an amazing podcast with so many wonderful clips, wonderful episodes, some standout moments? How do you become the greatest podcast on the internet? Well, we're constantly on a steady diet of Gamersupps, that's how. Because Gamersupps delivers like a midwife. They've got the brand new Bloodsucker waifu cup and shirt, and they'll also have a hoodie, sweatpants, a cap, and a coaster set, and every order comes with a 3-pack of sus snacks. I'm about to call an emergency meeting on this ad read because we've got some sus snacks in the house. So if you want to get lit, fit, and awesome like Trash Taste, then head on over to Gamersupps and use our code TRASHTASTE at checkout for 10% off your order. That's code TRASHTASTE for 10% off. back to the episode.
What do I have next? I guess if we're talking TV shows that
you watched Arcane?
I watched the remaining two, not the remaining two, I guess, but I watched up to episode 3.
Up to episode 3.
So last time I only watched one episode.
And everyone was very angry.
And everyone was very angry. Even though nobody told me anything, I was like, okay, I'll watch one episode. And they were like, no, you have to watch till episode 3.
I mean, can you see why people wanted you to watch
I get it now.
3?
I get it now. Yeah. Episode 3 was when shit actually happened. So I was like, all right, cool.
It's like a full closing of like one arc of the story.
It's literally Cyberpunk Edge Runners episode 6. It's like where all the shit happened.
Yeah.
It was good. I really enjoyed it. Like, shit actually happened.
Oh, shit!
Are you going to continue watching it in your own free time?
Probably.
Hell yeah.
Oh, shit!
Yeah. One thing I was really afraid of, especially after I finished episode 1, I was like, God, I really hope this show isn't hyped just because the animation is hype. Like, I was so worried about it.
The animation is stunning.
The animation fucking fantastic.
The animation
Brilliant.
is great, yeah.
So good. Such good directing. Like, all the fucking, like, 300-ass, like, slow-mo scenes that cut in every now and then look sick as fuck. But so I was really worried after episode 1, where, you know, because I gave my thoughts on episode 1, where I'm like, I get it, I guess, but nothing's really happened. I'm not really invested in the characters yet. So I'm really glad after I watched episode 2 and 3, I was like, oh, okay. Stuff's actually happening now, and there's like, it's actually hype. And, you know, there's like a character death that happens, which I wasn't expecting, and that really like pushed the story in like an actually interesting direction. So I get why people were upset. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you hated it.
Yeah. I can't. No, I'm not that contrarian. Come on.
So you actually like Arcane now, you can say.
I thought after my honest thoughts after episode 3, I was like, that was great.
Has Aki watched it?
No.
Oh, I thought she liked League.
She's a reformed League player. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you want to explain like kind of what happens in the next 2 episodes?
Yeah, I don't want to give. Do I give?
Yeah, you can spoil it.
Yeah, you can spoil it.
If you haven't watched Arcane, go watch it. If you want to skip ahead to where the spoilers end, go to here.
Yeah,
go to the
timestamps right here. So I guess like. Oh man, I watched it like over a week ago, so I'm trying to remember what happened.
There's the underground world above the
So we left off from last podcast being like, oh, this is just Final Fantasy 7 again.
Yeah, this is literally Midgar.
It's kind of it's just Midgar.
Yeah, it's just Midgar reskinned.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have all the main characters, Vi and Powder.
Powder, yeah.
Was her name right?
Yeah, Powder was her name.
I don't know why I keep thinking her name is Snow. It's Powder. So Vi and Powder, and then like the 2 like guy friends. Forgot their names.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. They die in episode 3. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean,
I forgot they die.
They straight up die in episode 3. So I guess there's like some kind of like new science that is trying to bring magic to the world. And the 2 guys that the guy that discovers it gets imprisoned and trialed, but then one of the other professors is like, nah, I'm going to help you bring this to a reality because I believe that, you know, magic in a technology-filled world isn't going to cause chaos if it can be controlled. And I was like, okay, that's a cool concept.
Yeah.
So they try and figure all of that out. Meanwhile, Vi and Powder and the 2 guys, after they stole some of the scientific magic stuff, they are fugitives. You know, the guys from up top are trying to like find them and bring it back and all that kind of stuff. But they're like, nah, we're gonna use this like greater power and try and fight the upper people. Like we're no longer like vermin scum anymore. We're gonna fight back. We're gonna show what
gamers rise up.
Yeah, we're gonna show what the underground people really have. And I guess like the what's the name of the guy who's like the leader of the underground thing again?
Oh,
what's his name? The big dude.
I forgot the name of the big dude.
As well.
The guy who dies in episode 3.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
I forgot his name as well.
The other guy's called Silco.
Yeah, that's right. Silco's the bad guy, right?
Well, as you ask.
Well, yeah. He's the brother.
He is the brother.
He's the brother, yeah. So the supposed evil brother has created this like serum that turns people like berserker mode or something.
Yep.
And he's trying to use that to like, I guess, fight for the underground in his own way.
Yeah.
Yep.
But his brother, who is, I guess, like the caretaker for Vi and Powder, is just like, nah, we can't do that.
Yeah.
We don't want to. We did that last time, and
he also is
kind
of like the unofficial leader of.
Yeah, he's like the unofficial leader. So that creates like a split between the underground community. And then I guess Silco is like, yeah, I've had enough of your shit, bro. I'm gonna capture you and do things my own way because we have more, I guess, pride than that.
Yeah.
You know, we're not gonna be pushed around anymore. I have this new serum that's gonna help us get out of here. And the bigger brother's like, nah, dog, that sounds whack. We're not gonna do that. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna kidnap your ass and torture you so that I can bring these other kids out.
Yep.
And, you know, try and get them to come on my side. And Vi's like, we gotta go save our dad. Powder, you fucking suck though. So you stay. And then Powder gets her feelings hurt.
Yep.
And then I guess,
kids,
yeah, it's like, fuck them kids. You're staying here. Your weapons suck. You can't do anything. And Powder's like, I'll fucking show them. So she takes one of those like, glowy blue things that she stole from the up above. Piltover, I think is the name.
Piltover.
Yeah.
So she takes one of them and is like, I'm gonna create a grenade out of this and like try and bust them out and help them.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the impact is too strong and she just ends up fucking everything up. Kills the two friends. Vi is like, you're dead to me. You killed our dad. And then I guess Silco finds Powder and was like, you're my daughter now.
Come here, child.
Come here, child. And then I guess that's where we start to see like a slight shift in like, I guess now Powder is going to become almost like an antagonist.
Who knows? Keep watching,
section. Yeah. I don't know because that's where I stopped watching it. But what I really appreciated, especially about episode 3, was the fact that it finally started to actually like, it wasn't until like I'd say about halfway through episode 3 where I finally started to see like, okay, now I actually know where the story is going.
Yeah.
Because I feel like especially episode 1 and a lot of episode 2 was just a lot of info dumping.
Well, they had to set up the world, right? And I think it's kind of tough. But, you know, I think they made it as engaging as they could.
I think they did too.
The part of the world that really got me invested was, as you mentioned, this whole idea of like magic being turned to like technology and what tool was being used. Because there are so many aspects to the world of League that all have to like come together. And I thought that was a really interesting take on what the scientists were trying to do.
And even though it was top and bottom, there was multiple sides to Piltover and Zorn. Each had like their rivaling factions that I think all made sense within the story. And all like there was no clear correct answer to any of them. And I think that's what made it really compelling because there's like 5 different groups of people that all want totally different things.
That all have a point as well.
And there's not necessarily a clear person who's the problem. There's people who seem more evil, but it's not always so clear cut. And I think it's really impressive, like you said, that they managed to kind of present that based off this really complicated game lore, which for the record, but League of Legends lore is really weird because about 8 years after the game came out, they were like, nah, actually ignore all the lore that you've learned up to now. It's none of it. We're redoing all of it, and it's all shit. So they had like 100 characters that were made with lore.
Right.
Yeah.
And so now they were like,
it was a joke. It was a joke for a long time in the League community.
It was a joke. It was all really stupidly complicated. They'd be like, this is Aatrox. He's the god and he was made in fire. And then like, it was just kind of like, it was all very like, this is my OC. This is how it fits into my world.
Very tacky.
Yeah. And so they were kind of like, ignore all the lore. But obviously you can't really get rid of a lot of these characters or really remove all of that lore entirely without like, so it's a kind of a mess of a lore game. And so they smartly decided, look, let's have a bunch of characters that aren't in the game kind of be like the pillars of the story that allow us to then bring characters that are relevant into it. So Vi is a playable character, which and then like, her inclusion makes a lot of sense. They didn't try and shoehorn characters in, which I think they could have done. And be like, whoa, it's that guy. No, like every character that's included
like it wasn't
makes
a fan
lot of
service
sense.
show.
No,
Right?
not at all.
But I think like as well, like, you know, I think that's like one thing after watching episode 1 only where I didn't have a lot of faith in it because it was setting itself off to just be like the good guys versus the bad guys kind of story that's just been so overdone. And like now after episode 3, now it's like, oh, you don't know who the good guys are. You don't quite know who the bad guys are. Now. I much prefer storytelling like that.
I think,
and I was so glad at the end being like, oh, thank God it's not just like a fucking another good guys versus bad guys story.
I think you'll be very happy then with the rest of the shit.
What are some characters that you enjoyed then? In the first 3 episodes, because I think you can get a good gauge of some of the characters now.
I liked the guy who died.
I liked him a lot.
I liked him so much.
Everyone liked him a lot.
It was like the kids. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
When the dad died, I was like, no way they killed him off.
And
what?
And he died in like the worst way as well.
Yeah.
I was just like, man, he just wanted to protect his
a lot of
kids.
people wanted them to be after that. Where they were like, please make him a playable character. And they haven't.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Silco was not a playable character, and he got to be a TFT thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Silco, I think, as of right now, I don't quite have a grasp of what his character is like, but I have a feeling I'm going to like him by the end of the show.
He's pretty good. He's pretty well written.
He's in my opinion, like the most interesting character in this entire series. You seeing his journey from like where he is now to where he is right at the end. I think he has one of the most interesting character arcs out of everyone, and he's not even a playable character.
Yeah,
which I think like says a lot about how much League
They're confident.
Invested in just like we are invested in not making this a League trailer. You know what I mean? We are just trying to make a good product.
Sure.
And now is the best time to watch it because season 2 is around the corner.
Yeah, season 2 is around the corner.
Next month.
Yeah,
Like
next
when is Arcane season?
November.
2?
It's November.
Yeah, next month. Right?
Next month. Yeah.
Shit. I hope they keep the same intro song.
Oh, I don't.
I love the song.
Oh, no. I was going to say, if there was any like negative things I would have said.
No!
That Imagine Dragons song is one of the most fucking annoying songs I've ever heard in my life.
No!
It is so bad.
Oh,
It is so fucking bad. It is terrible.
So
It is terrible.
What?
It is so fucking every time.
Why?
I'm so glad.
Why?
I'm so glad Netflix has the skip intro button. I mash that shit.
I never once skipped
You are
it.
so close to a W take,
No,
Joey.
no.
Weird.
I'm sorry.
It's crazy. This is like shitting the bed at the last.
I'll give Arcane all of its flower and praises.
That's
Change the
crazy.
fucking opening song.
No.
No one wants to hear Imagine Dragons. They're shit.
I love the intro song.
Nah, it's so annoying.
It's so good.
It is one of the most annoying choruses I've ever heard.
That's crazy.
It's so whack.
Yo, just wait for Linkin Park to be in season 2.
Oh, I'm not excited for that
Is
either.
it actually Linkin Park? Is it
I
confirmed?
I don't
I
know.
hope they keep it.
I hope they keep it as well.
It's so good.
If it's
So
another
just-
Imagine Dragons
just
song,
keep the same-
I'm skipping that shit
Just
too.
keep the same opening song.
I mean,
man.
Imagine Dragons has been in life support because of League. They've literally every popular Imagine Dragons.
Yeah, why are we
songs-
keeping
Yeah.
them alive?
I guess because they're probably cheap.
Pull the plug.
pretty cheap to hire.
Pull the
them.
fucking plug on them, guys. Please, Riot, you're better than this.
Yeah. I'm wondering, did you get to see any of like the other male characters? Because
I think you do meet.
you meet Jace and Victor.
Yeah, those are the guys who
They're cool.
tried to do the science thing, right?
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
what the
those-
fuck's the tiny professor guy? Professor
Heimerdinger?
Heimerdinger?
Heimerdinger!
I was like, all right, you're kind of cute.
Oh, Heimerdinger. How they made such a likable character out of like one of the most
He
hated
is the most
champions.
no one likes playing against him.
No,
really?
Yeah, because he puts down these little fucking annoying turrets. And you got he just runs away.
Right.
Yeah.
He's so annoying to
little-
play against.
Yeah,
He's a
when
little
he's talking to Jace in the cell, and he's just like, "I'm 300 years old," and I'm like, "I love you."
He's great. He's great.
Yeah, he's great. He's
It's
great.
like you little shit.
Yeah.
All right.
No, he's-
Well,
so, yeah.
I'm glad you like it.
I'm
Now
glad.
Go
I'm fucking
home.
glad we did it.
Go
We
home
did
and
it, guys.
finish.
We won.
It's
We
the
won,
only
guys.
time I'm giving League a W. Okay.
Now you can go home and watch the rest.
Yeah, I guess so.
Alrighty.
right.
I also read, I think, about 25 chapters of Fire Punch.
Fuck yeah.
25 chapters.
So
How
about
far is that?
about what?
Two or three volumes?
A third? Yeah, about 2 or 3 volumes.
Okay,
Yeah,
so about
yeah.
a third of
About
it.
a third of it.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, good. Obviously. I mean, it's
Yeah.
good. Like, it's good. Yeah, what's his name again? The guy who
Tatsuki Fujimoto?
Tatsuki Fujimoto. The one thing that's very apparent about this man is he is obsessed with movies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like you're reading this thing. So Fire Punch. There are going to be a lot of spoilers now, obviously.
Yeah.
For the first at least 25. Because
Yeah.
I do want to finish this.
Yeah.
You have this like really almost traditional anime revenge story with this guy, and the premise is so cool.
Oh, it's one of the coolest
A
premises.
guy who is in a cold world that has been frozen for some reason. We're not revealed to yet why.
Yeah.
And he gets burnt to a crisp by this guy with like immortal flame that can't be put out, but he can't stop regenerating.
Yeah.
And he killed his sister, and now he's seeking revenge. And he's going about revenge, and everything's pretty normal. Obviously, there's some edge to it. Like they find people who are gifted or have abilities, and they kind of use them as like slaves.
Yeah.
In some capacities. Like if one character has electrical abilities, and they like chop off their legs and arms and turn them into like a human battery.
Yeah.
And it's like horrific and cool and like really edgy, like super edgy. Like it's cool.
Yeah.
And then there's just like one moment that something happens, and I'm like, what? Where you're kind of watching it, and there's something going on, and then this woman turns up. She's like, I'm gonna be the director. You're like, what? And then it suddenly just turns into the rest of the thing after this is literally just about her filming him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck is this now about?
Yeah.
Because it suddenly turns into like a revenge arc, which it still kind of is about.
Yeah.
But everything shifts because for the next like 15 chapters, it's literally just her being like, I will now direct you to get revenge. And it kind of gets all really goofy.
It's
Really weird.
Yeah.
It kind of becomes super goofy.
That's the Fujimoto trap. Is that he sets you up with a really serious premise and then just does a bunch of goofy shit.
Yeah, it was kind of, I won't lie, like, because with, what was the other one that I read?
Goodbye, Eri.
Goodbye, Goodbye, Eri,
Goodbye,
which
Eri.
I loved and I finished, and I feel like it worked there.
Yeah.
This time, I don't know if I haven't finished it, so I don't know if it worked, but I definitely thought it was a lot more jarring this time around.
Fire Punch is definitely way weirder.
It gets even weirder.
And I imagine it does, and maybe that's the charm. That's probably the charm of it.
Yeah.
But I was like, damn, this is such a cool premise. Why? Why are you doing this?
No, because so I think Fire Punch is his first like published work. Might be wrong, but it's definitely, I think, his first serialized work that went on for a while. And you can definitely see that Fire Punch has so many raw and cool ideas, and then he will just throw you a curveball, and it just like about the halfway point, it'll continue to get weirder and weirder and weirder to the point where I'm like, this is just Shonen Evangelion. I don't get this ending.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What would you give it out of 10? Because you guys both finished it, right? Just so I'm curious. So I can get a feel for how you guys feel about the show.
Like a 7.5.
I'd give it 7.5 as well.
Yeah.
So the ideas are cooler than the execution.
Some of the execution is very weird.
Okay. That's the vibe I was getting a lot.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I won't lie. At least for the 15 chapters that this girl was with us, I did not like her.
Yeah.
I was like, God, she's so annoying.
All I remember, it's been a while since I've read it, but all I remember is that the last volume, almost every single page, I was like, what the fuck is, what?
So it's a what the fuck.
Wait, you didn't get that from the first 15 chapters or so?
No, it was pretty normal.
Oh yeah, like, did you get to... It starts off with the fucking sister being like,
yeah, that was okay. Yeah, that was a moment where I was like,
I like how you were just like, I'm just going to ignore that. Say less. Incest?
Listen, I am an anime viewer. I am used to just shoehorned incest. I don't bat an eye. Actually, I think I did react, actually.
Do you? Yeah, I need to see.
I can probably. Yeah. I think what is it, like 15 minutes in, probably.
Yeah,
no, it's really early on.
It's chapter one. It's like chapter one.
Really,
right before she like dies. Yeah, this part.
Actually, this part? Oh. Okay. Wait.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is it.
What? I had to go back. I was like, wait, what?
What?
I want to make a baby. Oh. I did not bat an eye.
He was locked in with that one.
Yeah, he's like.
Yeah, I was like very, when I was recording this, I was like very focused on like just reading. I was like, you know what? I'll react when there's some moments to talk about.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Yeah. But I love the idea of like, okay, because like, no, you got. I like the idea that they were like, okay, this world's so frigid and cold, like there's no food. People who can regenerate, we're literally cannibalizing them. Like I thought that was like such a cool like, and so like a lot of the ideas are already out there, and like you said, you don't really see a lot of this stuff often.
Yeah.
And I really liked how everyone in this fucking weird city was fucked up and deranged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't they be? They've had to, survive. And like a lot of the ideas were really, really cool. And then it was just weird.
It's just weird.
So weird.
It just gets weirder and weirder.
There are two moments that hit me early on, like the fucking warning signs on like sometimes Fujimoto just throws in weird shit. One thing was like obviously they just hit you on the head with just like, oh, incest right away.
Yeah, that was weird. That was so weird.
That was weird. Then there's a guy who's like, please fuck my dog.
Yes, I was also confused
my God,
by
yeah,
that.
I remember that. Wow, I erased that from my memory,
I was
bro.
glad it didn't happen.
Yeah, I was very glad as well, but it was just so weird the way he was presented. He was just like, because I knew he was going somewhere, because clearly the guy was like deranged in some way.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay. I know this guy is not mentally well, but I don't know where this is going to go. Maybe he's going to be like, try to do something bad to the children, or maybe he's going to go torture them or something. What I wasn't expecting was, please fuck my dog. And I believe he was like, let me film it or something, or let me watch, or something like that.
Yeah, it was something. His justification obviously was not very scientific. I'll say that. The other thing that I actually thought was well done, and I thought was really cool, was that obviously, this character that is the director is kind of a third party in all of this.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, well, they're like, I don't really fucking agree with anything that anyone's doing. And there's people that are following her. And then they're like, oh, why are you following her? And they're like, well, we're gay. We're not allowed in the capital city an area. And I was like, you know what? I'll give credit where credit's due. It's so rare that I feel that in anime or manga that there's any kind of tasteful use of gay characters in a way that I feel like is a fair representation of struggles.
Yeah.
Because in anime, it's either fucking yaoi or they don't exist. So I was like,
I would actually say that continues with
the show.
With other people as well, where there's I'm not going to spoil, but there's a character who reveals something about themselves. I'm like, wow, I've never actually seen this in manga done before.
Yeah, because I feel like it takes a lot of confidence and a lot of understanding of how especially in Japan, how to navigate around that. And I thought it was really well done. And I was like, damn, that's cool.
Yeah,
because I don't know, it's so rare you ever see anything like that.
It just treats it like it's I don't know, it just feels normal, which is how it should be.
Yeah, they don't make it weird.
Yeah, they don't make it weird.
And I'm even trying to praise it without making it sound like, wow, good job, you included gay people in the story in a tasteful manner. Because it's like, it's so like, I shouldn't have to do that, but I was like, in anime and manga, it is so rare, and I do like it when it's done as any other character would be written.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is rare,
Yeah.
Not trying to be like, man, I fucking these woke shit.
Are you telling me that Fire Punch is woke? Are you telling me that Fire Punch is woke on
in my manga?
I just wish people would get over themselves and stop pretending like gay people don't exist. It's insane. I can't believe people are like, no, gay people don't exist in Japan. It's like, bro, come to Japan, please.
Yeah,
Guys,
they definitely
it's like one of the most flamboyant and openly camped countries. Yet it doesn't really know how to handle openly talking about gay topics. And it's really cool when we get in a fucking manga that is like, hey, I fucking know how to talk about it.
Yeah.
100%.
But it was cool. It was cool. Just so weird. And I have to finish it to
It is one of the more weirder manga I've read.
Yeah, because actually the premise alone was what got, like, I read this in about 2 days because I was like addicted, because I was like, the premise is so fucking cool.
Agreed.
And just, I love the fights in this as well. The fights in this are metal as fuck. I don't know if did you get to see any fights or anything like that?
He just kind of stomped everyone so far.
Yeah.
Except
kind of like halfway, right?
The director also, the director of the movie, I don't know her name. I feel bad I didn't remember. She just stomped everyone as well that she comes across. And I was like, oh, okay. It's like ripping out spines. Like, oh, okay. But there were some really smart uses as well that I really appreciated, that, okay, if he's going down this, we're making a movie route, there are parts where he was like, the director's like, okay, cut. And then you wouldn't see what happened. And it would actually cut to the next time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's really interesting.
There's a one cut where they say cut, and then you cut to like everyone being like, all the dead bodies. I'm like, yo.
I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I was like, is he implying that the entire thing is like a movie, or what's going on here? It's some metaphoric. But then again, with him, I feel like he's never implying anything. There's like 19 different ideas and things that he wants to express, and he doesn't know which one to go for. What's funny is that reading this, you're like, wow, they really fucking tamed this guy down for Chainsaw Man.
Oh yeah.
No, they did.
They made him lock in.
Yeah.
And like, be more cohesive.
Chainsaw Man is like normal compared to Fire Punch.
And it's almost why I feel like reading it, I was like, man, this would, if Chainsaw Man was hard to adapt and didn't like get the praise or the sales that it needed, I was like, Fire Punch.
Yeah.
I just don't think it would be hard to find an audience.
Fire Punch, you can just see how raw, like, I feel like how raw his talent was, just because you just get the feeling that Tatsuki Fujimoto
It's experimental.
He's very experimental, and just like he was like Chainsaw Man is what I feel where you get that like raw, weird energy, and like you focus it in a direction where it's still weird. But Fire Punch was just like you'll reach the halfway point, and you're like, I do not know where this story is going right now. Normally, this is weird.
Outside of Evangelion, doesn't normally bode well for shows that have that.
Yeah, there's just something about the way Fujimoto like manages to compile all of those like scatterbrained ideas together in such a way where it's like you'll never be able to guess that it ends in a particular like the ending of Fire Punch.
I mean, I could fucking see any of the twists.
Yeah, there is not a single person on planet Earth who could probably predict what happens at the end of Fire Punch.
Yeah,
because it's just like what. Well,
I think because I imagine when you're writing a show, he probably thinks, what are the 5 next natural conclusions, and then bans himself from using them. Yeah, is what I feel like. It's the only way you could explain why he writes this way.
Yeah.
But it's fascinating.
I also think he's just a weird guy.
He's a very weird guy.
You have to be.
If you hear about any of the interviews he's done, it's just
it's like the premise of how he came up with Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, it's just like weird, but also you can see why he's a genius because only geniuses think like this. Yeah. You know,
a genius is an insane person with an audience.
Yeah, I like that Japan is willing to give the reins to people who write bizarre things.
Yeah,
and I feel like obviously in the West right now, it's very hard because everything's very expensive to make.
Yeah,
and so I often feel we don't really get some of these more experimental stuff.
Oh yeah,
and so that's why it's almost really more fun reading and watching what's going on in Japan, just because I feel like they're so much more willing to experiment on weird shit.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. And you know, it was good. It was good. I just. It was jarring at times. Yeah. It's very jarring.
That's a normal reaction.
You know, it's like, it's really cool. Just ignore the incest and ignore the dog fucking thing.
Yeah, like, what is up with the incest? Like, is that like a passion of his?
I don't know.
Like, because I feel like I have to know. Like, I have to know why he put that in there, because there was literally no need for that in that scene.
Do you think it might be like post-ironic?
It could be.
It could be. Knowing Fujimoto, he's probably like,
you like making fun of.
I'm gonna make fun of all the other mangakas that love putting incest in.
That's the hope.
That's the hope.
But I don't think it is.
Yeah.
I think
in my head canon, that's why he did it.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut because just finish it because
Twitter will get angry.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, just not Twitter. Nah. You know what? Just read the rest of it. Yeah. And then we can discuss.
Okay. Because I thought of it as well, like using. I think because the problem is we've also been so exposed to incest in anime that you can only look at it as this kind of like degenerate, gross thing.
Yeah.
Which it is. Yeah. But I do think in a world like, and the setting that it is in, I could see why it could have been used for a very powerful story piece. Because they're in it. They are relying on each other. No. I do not like incest, right? I'm not a guy who gets pumped about it. Okay. Let me finish. Okay.
This is taking a turn.
How is this Connor and not me saying this?
No. Because after it happened, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that's fucking weird as fuck. But at the same time, I guess if these two characters are the only fucking young people around and they are literally around each other their entire fucking life, they might not understand why this is bad or why they shouldn't do this.
This is what Fujimoto does to people, man.
No, but like I'm
glad this is coming out of Connor's mouth and not mine.
It's like we unfortunately live in a world where incest happens a lot. Yeah. And a lot of people have different motivations for why they do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, you know, whether it be preserving a royal bloodline or there is just no one else around. And I think there is a way that it can be used for storytelling.
Yeah.
I think it shouldn't be used in the sense of, wow, my half sister is so fucking cute. I want to fuck her.
What you're saying is in this particular setting where it's more of an apocalyptic setting.
It could be explained.
It could be explained.
And could be used as a powerful story tool. Yes. However, I don't think just turning around and going like, hey, have a baby with me, brother, which is also the wording. Yeah. It's like, it's not that like, I love you, I want to be embraced by you, whatever. Yeah. It's like, that's I want a baby with you, brother.
Yeah, that's like, why I'm thinking it's like post-ironic.
Maybe. Yeah. Who knows?
Because it didn't lead to anything, right?
I hope for the best, expect for the worst.
Well, I did not have Connor defends incest in Fire Punch.
I did not.
That was not on my bingo card.
That was on my bingo card.
I did not defend it. I just think there could have been a story to
This is what Fujimoto does to me.
No, I'm not defending it. Not defending it.
Connor's come over to the dark side.
No, not defending it.
That's crazy, bro. God damn.
All right, well, on that bombshell.
Wait, what did you have next?
I have Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. This episode is sponsored by Shipstation.
Hey, I've been wondering, Joey.
Yeah.
You got those nice shirts that I keep wearing. How do you ship them to me?
Well, see, at first, we were trying to figure that out as well, Connor, because we have customers all over the world
Like
now.
me.
Like you, for instance, and
Yes.
you, for
And me
instance.
too.
And maybe some of you watching this video right now. When we started, I was like, how are we going to ship all of these clothes
Seems too
everywhere?
complicated.
It's so
Scary and
complicated and
daunting.
convoluted, scary. Luckily, though, Shipstation was there for us.
Guys, I don't know if you know, but I'm dumb.
Yeah,
But
I
every
do.
device just keeps getting smarter,
Sure.
like smartwatches,
Sure.
Wi-Fi enabled LED bulbs, you
Facts.
know? I just want my e-commerce business to do the same.
Spittin'.
Whether you're looking for incredible efficiency or your business has outgrown its old shipping solutions, ShipStation helps you take it to the next step. ShipStation helps you achieve exceptional shipping efficiency with a robust all-in-one fulfillment system that integrates with over 180 of the most popular e-commerce platforms, marketplaces, and carriers.
It's the fastest, most affordable way to ship products to your customers with discounts up to 89%
God
off
damn.
UPS, DHL Express, and USPS rates. And you can seamlessly integrate with services and selling channels that you already use and manage orders on one easy dashboard. You can also effortlessly scale your business with smart features and automations that boost efficiency while bringing costs down. But don't forget that you can also deliver a better customer experience with industry-leading features that help you find the best carrier rates, print labels, and make customer service a breeze. And with over 130,000 companies that have grown their e-commerce business with ShipStation, 98% of those companies that stick with ShipStation for a year become customers for life.
So what are you waiting for? Lead your e-commerce business into a smarter future with the shipping software that delivers. Switch to ShipStation today. Go to shipstation.com and use code TRASH to sign up for your free 60-day trial. That's shipstation.com, code TRASH. Back to the episode.
I said it first.
You like it? Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2?
It was aight.
The first 3 episodes of Season 2 are phenomenal.
No. What I'm saying is it's better than season 1, 100%. But I just, yeah.
Okay. What episodes did you watch?
The first 3.
The first 3. So
Yeah.
did you see the Gojo arc?
The Gojo, yes, the Gojo.
So it was the
Yeah.
Gojo
I don't
arc.
think I saw the end of it though, because I think that's episode 4.
Did he fly in the sky?
No, he
you
got
missed the fucking
no, he
best
got
part.
killed.
Oh, you missed the best part.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was an awesome fight though.
That was an
That
awesome
was an
fight.
awesome
To be
fight.
fair,
Yeah.
I will say the one thing I really appreciated about season 2 at least is that the cinematography is
Oh my God,
way
it's
better.
phenomenal.
The
Way
execution,
better than
the
season 1.
The cinematography, especially in that first arc, is fucking. It's actually absolutely.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
and it's not even like just the fight scenes. It's like even the standard scenes where it's just like two characters talking or like transitioning to a next scene is so much more interestingly done
Yeah.
It's
than
amazing.
season 1.
The use of music as well,
Oh my God,
I think
yeah.
was insane.
Yeah. Whoever decided free jazz for the soundtrack,
Yeah, exactly,
So-
right?
beautiful.
So how is it just aight then? If you love the choreography,
Because
you
I
love
just
the
don't care
animation?
about the world. I really don't. It's just another
Did you
shonen.
at least?
It's just another shonen anime.
I mean, I would say
The fight scenes were insane. I love that.
Yeah,
That's most of season 2.
Yeah.
So
That is
you'll
all of
probably
season
like
2.
season 2.
I might
I-
like
I-
season 2
There's
then.
like, there's like 12 episodes back to back that are different fights.
Oh, okay.
I think the big difference between the Shibuya arc and the Gojo flashback arc is that I think, in what I've seen of Jujutsu Kaisen so far, I think the Gojo flashback arc is the best example of like good characters, interesting characters, and good storytelling.
Yeah.
Within the arc, within Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, I
is.
much prefer Gojo as a character than Itadori.
Yeah,
I think Itadori.
Everyone loves Gojo.
I think
I would
Itadori
say
is kind
that
of
as well.
boring.
I would,
To be honest,
He protagonist syndrome.
as a
Yeah.
protagonist, he's kind of boring.
yeah,
And I
would
think
s-
that's why I wasn't huge into season 1 because I was just like, I don't give a fuck about Itadori.
I mean,
really
you
don't care.
have to have.
I know I need to care because he's the
But
protagonist,
like no, but I mean I agree in senses that I think that like you have to be extremely confident. I think as a storyteller to write a protagonist that's a little bit different.
yeah,
Like even like writing someone like Joseph Joestar
Yeah.
would be really hard to do. I think.
Oh, of
'Cause
course,
it's like
yeah.
how do you make an asshole likable?
yeah.
I don't know.
Like
I
it's
think
kind of tough. I think.
Denji, in terms of like shonen protagonist is like one of the most interesting shonen protagonists out there, which from Chainsaw Man. Yeah, because you can tell that he just doesn't care.
Yeah, no, I like Denji.
Yeah. He's to me like really interesting as a shonen protagonist. Haven't gone so deep into Dandadan yet, so I'm not sure about that.
Oh, Dandadan's the same. Yeah.
But
I think that's because this is like a lot more of the new waves of protagonist characters that we're getting. Where
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
a lot of them are a lot more, have more defining personality traits.
Yeah.
I think
Other
that's the
than-
problem where it's like Itadori just kind of fits that old formula.
I mean, I
for
think he
shonen protagonist.
definitely becomes a little bit more different as the show goes on. But obviously, a lot of the times, the personality is lacking in the first season or two.
Yeah,
a lot
I mean,
of shonen.
some things happened to him in the second season, and the problem was, my big problem with the second season is that I didn't really care about Itadori before the second season.
Yeah.
So when shocking things were happening, I still didn't care, but it was like not even shocking.
Which is why already,
Yeah.
just from the little I've seen of season 2, and just from looking at the Gojo flashback arc, I was like, oh, I get now why people love Gojo.
Yeah.
Because like,
Gojo's fucking sick.
Yeah, because he's so much more interesting
He
as a
is.
character.
He is a
and
very,
he's just
very
more
interesting
He's just
character.
more enjoyable to watch. You know, it's just like, why? This man should have been the protagonist.
Also,
Fuck
it's just hype
Itadori.
because you could just be like, Ryuk Tenki.
Yeah, when he does Ryoiki Tenkai, I'm just like, say less, King. I'm sad.
It's just so fun.
So yeah, so in terms of like just like overall enjoyability of the first 3 episodes, definitely preferred it over season 1.
Yeah.
And I understand why a lot of people were hyped more for season 2 than season 1. But yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't watch episode 4, because it was like after, I think, episode 3.
How can you stop on 3?
Well, something shocking happens at the end,
Right.
I believe, right? And that kind of like hit me out of nowhere.
I just didn't have the time. Sorry.
Oh, well.
Because
I gave it the 3-episode rule though.
You're
Yeah.
going to get to the meme frame with Gojo like...
yeah. You're so close.
You're so
Gojo.
close to the
Right.
meme.
Gojo was like that.
I fucking love that frame.
Yeah. But yeah, like the
Toji's one of the coolest characters as well. Sorry to interrupt.
Toji
you.
is cool.
Toji is cool.
Cinematography is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like seeing that first fight between Toji and Gojo and just seeing Gojo being humbled for the first ever time, you're like, holy shit, this guy is a Chad.
This guy is a Chad.
Yeah, this guy's
He's got no powers?
Yeah.
God, that fucking moment where you just like, you see how much build up he has for this, like just to ambush one fucking overpowered person. And then you see Gojo just like, his mind wanders for like a split second, and then Toji appears in frame.
Bam!
I was like, holy
Yeah.
shit, I'm hard. I am hard right now.
It is like unequivocally hype, regardless
Yeah.
if you even give a fuck about the story.
Yeah.
The fight scenes are just
No,
fucking
the
hype.
fight scenes were
That
phenomenal.
was actually one of my favorite fights in all of season 2.
Me too.
Just seeing that unfold and seeing just him being like 5 steps ahead of Gojo.
Yeah.
Even though Gojo's so fucking overpowered,
Yeah.
even in his like,
Yeah.
I'd say base form.
base form.
His
Base
base
form
form.
Gojo.
Yeah.
It's not quite Super Saiyan Gojo
He's not
yet.
quite. Yeah. He's not quite awakened yet.
Yeah.
But still, that was such a hype moment.
Yeah.
The question is, are you going to continue watching? Yeah. That's a no. I'll translate for you guys. That's a
Yeah,
no.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Well, guys, we tried. We
did try.
got Arcane. We got Arcane this
Yeah.
time.
Hey,
I'll
we
watch-
gotta
yeah.
win. We gotta win.
We'll,
too.
we'll
We gotta win.
take the
Hey,
W.
take the W,
We'll take
alright?
the W.
Garnt's playing Elden Ring.
Yeah.
2
Yeah.
wins.
Yeah.
Connor's in a fire punch.
I will try to finish it at some point, but I've been meaning to finish Slam Dunk for the longest time.
Yeah.
Slam Dunk.
What else is left? Oh yeah, you guys read
So
Oyasumi
for our
Punpun.
live-
So why do the patrons want us to read Oyasumi Punpun so badly?
I don't know.
That's so crazy.
It's something that me and Connor haven't read,
Yeah.
and it's an iconic manga.
It's one of my favorite manga.
Yeah.
The only downside of this format of this I guess this type of show,
There's not enough time.
Not enough time, and
Yeah.
I thought Oyasumi Punpun was a short manga. I was wrong.
No.
It's like 147 chapters.
13 volumes.
13
Yeah,
volumes.
so quite a long time. And I was going into it like obviously you've heard like it's the saddest fucking manga of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You try not to cry challenge, impossible difficulty. It is like I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And I talked about this in the thing where I remember you explaining why he is Punpun,
Yeah.
but I totally forgot why it was. So I don't know why he's Punpun.
Oh,
do you mean?
as in like why he's a bird and
he's a
everyone
bird
else
and-
is a human?
Yeah.
Is that just an
but-
artistic choice?
There's
Is
theory.
it okay? Before you tell me anything, is it ever explained in the
No.
thing? Okay, so it's just fan theories. Why?
There's fan theories, but essentially there is a hint right near the end
Okay,
where there's like this one frame where one of the characters draws a picture of Punpun.
Yeah.
And he's a human.
Oh, okay.
So the theory is that
That's just how he sees the world?
everyone in the world sees Punpun as a human.
Oh yeah, that's
but
what I
you
figured.
as the reader sees him as this bird.
Yeah, that's what I figured too.
But and there's multiple theories as to why that may be the case.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I assumed it was like an odd taxi kind of like deal.
Yeah.
You know?
So yeah, I think the most accepted theory is the fact that he purposefully made this character very non-human like that...
I just realized we should probably explain roughly the first.
Oh yeah.
Before we get into
Yeah, before we get too deep into it. Let me know your thoughts
Okay,
first.
so, well, how about Garnt? Because I'm not a good explainer. You explain the rough start.
The rough starts of Punpun. I can't remember everything that happened because a lot of this was just build up with the characters. So you get introduced to Punpun and he's kind of just a kid. And I think the first 2 volumes I read were very, very indicative of just
being a kid.
But the anxieties you have as a kid, the biggest struggles that Punpun deals with, aside from we'll get into like his family stuff, is liking girls. Getting
puberty,
bitches, basically.
yeah.
It's just puberty.
Yeah,
you know?
puberty.
Yeah.
It's going through puberty, being confused with all these hormones that he obviously has right now, and just trying to swoon the girl that he likes at the moment, and also just deal with school life and kids being weird and mean and sometimes, and also he doesn't have the greatest family life either because I think the first chapter ends with his dad I'm not sure if he goes to jail or gets arrested, but he basically decks his mum in the head.
Yep. Pretty much.
Fucking decks him in the fucking head, lads. Whoppa! Gives him a little something.
Give him a little 1-2.
His mum goes to hospital. I mean, am I wrong?
I was thinking of which word you were going to use. And deck was not on the line.
Just the phrasing.
I was like, domestic abuse, violent towards.
He fucking decks
him. Fucking decks him. Fucking decks him, lads.
Puts her ass on the floor.
I was like, I had no idea what you were going to go for. So it's heavily implied that he was like
it was
abusive.
domestic abuse.
Yes.
Yeah. Heavily implied.
And then he does the thing where he's like, but then he tries to be like a good dad.
Yeah.
You know, where he's like, hey, here's a telescope I brought you, son.
Yeah,
you know, and he seems like a good dad. And then his uncle's like, hey, he means well.
Yeah.
He's just.
And also he has this weird kind of like ritual that I think is going to prevail during this entire manga, where he can call God,
God
at any time.
Seeing that image of God, I was like, oh, I've seen this fucking face.
Yep. This is where the face comes from.
So can you show the face? Because it's fine.
Yeah.
So if you haven't read
Just
it,
look up Punpun God.
there is this very out of place
Yeah.
face that pops up all the time.
That's him.
And you've probably seen this face a couple of times if you're an anime fan, because a lot of people have this as a profile picture.
Yeah.
They have this fucking smiling face as their profile picture.
And God appears after he does a chant. Sometimes, and I feel like it's his kind of like coping mechanism a lot of the times. And so like other things
You
happen.
can close it now.
Yeah. Other things happen, like he confesses to the girl that he likes.
Aiko.
Turns out Aiko also likes him as well. And he gets he wins in chapter 3. He gets a fucking kiss, baby.
Yes, sir.
Already ahead of every
My
other
Chad
romance.
Punpun.
Yeah. Already ahead of every other
Everyone
protagonist.
doesn't wait till day 3.
Yeah.
He goes in day 2.
Exactly. And then you kind of just follow his life as a kid. I'm not going to spoil everything because there's like 27 chapters.
Yeah, what happens?
A lot happens in 27 chapters. But I would say the biggest thing that I liked about it was the character writing was just top tier.
Yeah.
You know, reading this very much brought me back to all the insecurities I had as a kid. And even though not all the same things happen, it happened in my life as what happened in Punpun's life, because there's this whole side arc where they go to a mochi factory because they're trying to find a dead body.
Yep.
That they
treasure, as they
treasure,
call it. Yeah.
a dead body from some rumor they heard from this videotape. Like a lot of weird shit happens, but I would say that it totally encapsulates the feeling of just your hormones in puberty are hitting, you're confused, you don't know what the world is like, and you're just trying to be a kid, and you're just fucking confused.
Because the thing is that like, you know, puberty, like exploring puberty and like growing up is such a common theme that's used in a lot of manga and anime, but I think Oyasumi Punpun does it the best, like hands down.
I would say the biggest warning lights for me out of like when I think I realized why people were so invested in this and why this is going to be a sad, really sad manga is just how much I related to the feelings of that stage of his life, right? And every time I turned the page, I was like, I hope something bad doesn't happen. I hope something bad doesn't happen. And I know something bad's going to happen.
I almost had the opposite where I was like, I want something bad just to happen, just to get it out of the way. Because you just knew it was cooking.
Yeah, you knew.
And I was like, just get it out of there. Just rip off the Band-Aid. And I was kind of hoping for that, or not hoping, I was waiting for that big moment. And it like never came. And I realized, oh no, it's just a death by 1,000 cuts situation.
I think it is. I think it is.
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
It just gets progressively slightly worse and worse and worse.
And although I couldn't, I didn't experience a lot of the stuff that Punpun experienced.
Yeah.
There's a few things where I was like, it feels real.
Yeah.
Where the girl you liked, you see her with another guy. You're like,
Yeah.
You're like, fuck. We had something. I thought we had something.
There were two moments that really fucking hit me in this one. The first moment, and it's like you said, the death by 1,000 cuts, where the first moment was kind of like the build up to like the domestic abuse part, where you see the mum getting hit. And you see Punpun's in a monologue being like, Punpun never really loved his mother. I'm like, what the fuck, Punpun? Bro, what the fuck? And then there's this moment later where obviously his parents are having an argument and his mum says something that a mother should never say in anger at all. And Punpun hears it. And I'm like, holy shit, this is getting a little bit too real right now. And then there's this small moment where his mum and Punpun go, his mum takes Punpun out, and then they're in a taxi, and his mum's like, take us to the sea, please. Take us to the ocean. And the taxi driver makes a joke, and then the mum's like, actually, it's okay. Just take us back. And I'm like, oh my God, no fucking way.
That was like, fucked. I was like, that's crazy that you're going to take Punpun with you?
Yeah. I'm like, that's fucked. That's actually fucked.
Yeah, and I guess that's why, like, I thought it was really well written, because obviously and I think in a textbook situation like this where the dad is abusive, you would immediately think like, poor mother.
Poor mother.
Obviously. And like, you do think that, but like, they also wrote this abusive dad in a very like sympathetic way, in the sense that like he really tried to be a dad for Punpun whilst being completely unprepared and knowing how to deal with a marriage and a marriage that wasn't healthy. So like they were both two people who maybe at some point were good people who this marriage has ruined both of them. And they're both terrible people in their own way, but obviously the dad was much more terrible. But they put extra emphasis on trying to redeem the dad to make you feel like it's not so black and white. And Punpun really likes his dad. And you're like, God, but you shouldn't, because the reason your mom is even like this is because of him. And like, it's a very like fucked up situation. And it really like made you constantly try to get rid of your black and white view into the situation.
You could tell even in this early age, Punpun is just a broken fucking kid. Which he wears the scars of the household that he grew up in.
I'm saying, so you can't even deal with like simple like everyday life emotional situations that he should be prepared to deal with.
Exactly. My favorite character so far is probably the uncle character.
Uncle's the goat.
Uncle. I'm not going to look at Joey. Uncle is just like...
I'm sure he's got some skeletons in his closet.
Everyone does. Everyone.
He's put in the work.
But I just felt like everything that happened with the uncle, I'm just like, you know what? He's the logical one.
I think he's a great guy.
I think he is as well.
I think he's great. I'm sure there's nothing bad about the uncle.
Nothing at all. Don't worry, guys.
I'm going to continue looking at the camera. I'm like, the uncle, he gets it.
I'm sure he's great.
He's the one.
He probably takes him on vacation.
Out of all of Punpun's like immediate family, out of all Punpun's immediate family, you could tell he was the one that tried to like be a good role model for Punpun the most. He was out of everyone. He was like his best role model so far. He was his best role model.
No. This is chapter 27.
Yes, best role model so far. And you know, he was the one who gave Punpun this little chant to, you know, call on God whenever you need him, whenever you're going through something bad. And you could tell that Punpun very much respects his uncle and internalized it. And you could tell that his uncle very much knows the effect that he had on Punpun. Like, I think the line that really hit me was when his uncle was talking to Punpun's mum, also his sister, where he's like, man, I see the kids and I just want to sort my life out. Just because whenever I see Punpun, I just want to be a better person. I'm like, fuck me, man. I respect that. And the scene that kind of like, you know, broke my heart a little bit was the scene where there's these two religious fanatics that are obviously part of a cult, and the uncle's trying to be very patient with them.
Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah. Trying to say, I respect your beliefs, but I do not believe the same thing. Please leave me alone. And this old cult lady just will not give it up to the point where it builds up, and it boils to this uncle being like, I don't even fucking believe in God. There is no God. And Punpun just like
standing right there.
Punpun stands right there, and I'm like, oh man, I feel so bad for Punpun. My heart sank for Punpun right there, because every kid needs hope.
Does the manga eventually cover him as an adult?
Oh yeah.
Oh fuck.
So you guys have experienced. So as Punpun gets older, his visual slightly change as well.
Right.
I noticed everyone is ugly as well. Everyone is drawn kind of like a little. What's the valley thing called? Creepy.
Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, Uncanny Valley.
Just slightly creepy looking.
So I think that was a purposeful artistic choice. So like one of the reasons why, this is my interpretation of it, but one of the reasons why Asano Inio decided to draw Punpun and his immediate family as these bird creatures is one, so that you could put yourself in his shoes without having to like look past any kind of like human-like facade.
That makes sense, yeah, because if you saw like a black-haired woman and you have a blonde mom,
then you'd be like, oh, that's not.
I don't relate.
Yeah, I can't relate. But like by making them not human, it's a lot easier to put yourself into it.
Yeah.
Number two, it's to also it's using this cute aesthetic to get you to emphasize with these cutesy characters to make the human characters look more hideous.
Yeah,
which they definitely do.
Which they definitely do, but at the same time, it makes the shocking scenes more shocking.
Yeah.
Because you're not expecting these cutesy characters to do and say and act in these very human and very like filthy human ways.
Yeah.
You know, which is unfortunately for a lot of people a reality.
Even if nothing bad further is like happens to Punpun, I think he's so unable to deal with his emotions currently that he just wouldn't. His adult life will be miserable regardless.
Yeah. I mean, I think
so. Even if nothing else bad happens, which I'm sure will happen.
Yeah.
Oh, it does.
Because that's how life works.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys are talking about this much about the manga already in his child phase, because I'm just going to let you know now, there is not a single good character in this manga.
Yeah.
Which is also kind of, I mean, when we have depressing stories like this, and there's like, the takeaway is everyone is bad. It's like, well,
it's not quite. It's not that simple though. It's not that simple.
Yeah, I don't see the case of like everyone is bad. I just see the case that everyone is broken, and sometimes broken people surround themselves with other broken people.
Yeah.
Is everyone in the real world broken?
Maybe.
I don't know, man.
I mean, that
makes you think.
Yeah, I mean, it really.
Chew on.
Like even though nothing.
We live
truly,
in a society.
Yeah, we do.
Even though nothing truly sad or like heartbreaking happens, there was this air of just melancholy that just like that's just encapsulated the entire first few volumes that I've read.
Yeah.
And there was one thing that genuinely did surprise me about Punpun that I wasn't expecting. Sometimes funny.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
The group jack-off session? Yeah. What is up with that? But I won't be remiss, when you're a kid, you think porn is like the coolest thing ever, and that, you want to, you and the boys want to get together and watch it.
What's that line again that Punpun says where he's like, my brains just came out of my penis?
Yeah, he was like, my brain has liquefied and come out my penis. And then he asked his uncle, and this is why I was like, uncle's a real G. Because like, if I was the uncle, I don't know if I could like stop myself from being, well, yeah, that's 2 minutes off your life, Punpun. Your brain, a part of your brain is just liquefied. That's it. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't jack off. And the uncle was just like straight up with him. He's a better man than me.
Oh, yeah. I would have been laughing my ass off.
Yeah.
The only issue I have with it is I don't know when I would be in the mood to finish reading.
That's it.
It's just such a, like, for as interesting and as well written as it is, it kind of was a slog.
Oh, yeah. It's
like,
a slow burner.
You're like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Punpun is not okay, because it's pretty much like Punpun's family does something bad. Punpun emotionally can't deal with something. Punpun gets anxious, and that's kind of like the circle that you're in for like the first 30 chapters. You're like, come on, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a slow burn, but I just like I was still like super absorbed reading the first 2 volumes because I didn't know what was gonna happen, and I feel like I fucking love that with a story where you know something is gonna happen, but you don't know what, you don't know when, and just seeing Punpun's whole life story unfold was not exactly a wild ride, but it was something that always kept me on my toes.
I'm just assuming it doesn't have a good ending because no one talks about this as being like a good thing. So that's what I'm kind of sad about, knowing that I'm just watching the downfall.
Here's the thing: redeeming. I can't even call the ending good or bad.
Yeah.
Because it's so he does this brilliant thing where, like, I'm not going to give it away, obviously, but he ends it on this double page spread that is so open for interpretation. Okay. Where it's like you can perceive it. I can see how people can perceive it in a good way, but you can also perceive it in a oh god kind of way.
Okay.
And
if I ever get there, I'll let you know.
If you get there, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And people who've read it know exactly what I'm talking about. But like, that ending blew me away. Where I was like, wow, after all of that, you're not even going to give us the satisfaction of a conclusive ending.
Yeah.
And that broke my heart. But it's brilliant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to read it. It's
brilliant.
I mean, it's you got to build up the courage to like keep
It's just a
going.
long time to be sad for.
It is.
What is it, like an 8-hour read? Like, it's just going to be 8 hours of...
It's like 120 something chapters.
Just depression for like a
whole
fucking...
I mean, after reading the first 2 volumes, I know I'm going to love this.
It's hard to even say love.
Me too. I recognize I love it, but I just don't want to be sad.
Yeah, same here.
I get it.
Sometimes even just reading the first 2 volumes, I'm like, I don't think I'm ready for this. I don't think I'm ready for this.
I'm not emotionally ready for this.
Already some minor things happening, and I'm like, God damn.
Yeah.
This fucked up.
Oh yeah. It just teases you by like showing you a tiny glimpse of hope every now and then.
Yeah.
And then Inio Asano's like,
Yeah.
No.
Oh, part is gun in my head. Am I playing Persona or am I reading the rest of Oyasumi Punpun?
I don't know. Good question. Which one do you do?
I would probably read Oyasumi Punpun.
Yeah.
Persona's just too long.
I get it.
Yeah.
It's just too long.
Yeah.
I think I would probably be more interested in finishing Oyasumi Punpun than Fire Punch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
they're both great.
Yeah, they're both great. Yeah. For me, well, I'm already continuing to play Elden Ring. That wasn't really a question.
Just gotta find the time to read Punpun.
It's not even time. I can make time. I know. I just need to find.
Time. You gotta find the emotional capability.
I just need to find the courage, man.
You got it. All right.
And I will finish Arcane.
Oh
hell
shit!
Yeah.
Hell
yeah!
Yeah!
That's a success.
That is a success.
Well, thank you so much for watching, dear viewers.
Yes.
Fun time watching us go and face our fears once more.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you guys for your suggestions.
Let us know if we should do this again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think next time we should maybe open it up to the public, the YouTube comments, right? We've done ourselves on Patreon. If you in the YouTube comments have any idea of what we should watch, play, read, listen to, whatever media you want us to consume. If you have any suggestions, please put it down in the comment section below. And we might do this next time.
Yeah.
And record our reaction.
Yeah.
Let us know.
In the meantime, though, you can join the Patreon like all of these lovely members on screen are now. Again, thank you very much, patrons, for your continuous support. And if you join the Patreon right now, you'll be able to watch all of our reactions to everything we talked about in this episode. They will all be available for you guys on the Patreon right now, as well as weekly exclusive Patreon episodes as well that happen every single week. But if you want to check that out and support the show in the process, then head on over to patreon.com/trashtaste. Also follow us on Twitter, send us memes on the subreddit, and if you hate our face, listen to us on Spotify. And yeah.
We will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.